All right, and we are live. What's going on, guys? My name is H through the game, and I got two of my favorite guests with me. Got the Immortal Afro. What's going on, brother?
Well, no, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. It feels good to be back. It's been like a while since that last video we did.
Yeah.
And we also got Cross with us today. What's going on, man?
Not much.
Okay, yeah. Still click clacking.
I sure am.
You've been on the virtual fighter train,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
yeah, guys, I just wanted to get back on it. I know it's been a while, and today I think we got a good show for you guys. But first, before we start, I want to ask, like, what is everybody playing right now?
Well, I'm playing Marvel Rivals.
Oh man,
Some
I,
more.
I knew you were gonna say that. I
Yeah,
knew
you
you were
can
gonna say that.
you can see it
So
reflecting off of my shades.
yeah, what about you, Cross?
And you know what I'm playing? I'm playing Virtual Fighter.
Oh snap! Well, since Josh brought it up, let's go ahead and talk about it.
Oh,
So
okay, I see.
yeah, yeah, you see what I did there. Right? Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
So I've been watching a lot of Marvel Rivals. I've watched, Josh play and Cross. I know you said you played too.
Yeah.
And a lot of my other friends have been playing too, and I got my own opinions about it, but I'm gonna let you guys kind of give your opinions on on Marvel Rivals. What is your opinions on it?
It is almost the best game I've played in a long time. And the only reason why I say almost is because this shit has some pretty piss poor optimization. I crash at least once every session,
Dang.
and it's like there's nothing I can really do about it. Like, and it's the problem with the game, and it's not so frequent to where it's like it's unplayable because the game is a ton of fun. I haven't had fun like this in a game that's a completely different category since Overwatch first came out. It feels like Overwatch 1.0. I didn't play Overwatch to some extreme degree, but it's really fun. It's kind of satiating my competitive urge for fighting games. Since fighting games are dog shit now, this is my fighting
Look at this guy. We got that beautiful Tekken 8 for you to play.
game. Anyway, so Marvel Rivals, like working with a team is actually a lot of fun, even when we get beat up sometimes. But when you like have a plan and you execute it and it works, that's it's different. I'm not used to that. And it's very rewarding. I'm having a lot of fun, especially playing with the boys. You
Yeah.
should hop on too, Herb,
Um,
since you your
I'm at
opinions
Hey,
about the
I'm gonna have to
game.
get back with you on that one. But Cross, what do you think? What do you think about Marvel Rivals?
I think it's I mean, I'm not playing it like super competitively or whatever. I'm literally just playing Magic Simulator. I don't really give a fuck about any of the other characters until they put Baby X-23 in the game. But Magic's really fun. I think the game is really pretty and nice to look at. And that's like you have to say that nowadays because a lot of games look ugly. So
Yeah.
it feels good to be able to just be like, damn, like beautiful women and cool dudes. Like that's a rarity now.
Yeah.
So and the game is fun and the game does have loading issues, but you really need to load it on a SSD. I have it on a hard drive, and every stage loads really slowly for me. But I don't care enough to install it on one of my SSDs, so whatever. Um, I think, yeah, I think it's a pretty good game. I mean, I haven't really ran into any type of like something that would make me mad or be like, "Oh, this sucks." Yeah, if you like X-Men and you like playing with them in a way that I guess like if I had to like say one thing that I kind of think is not too great is some of the characters' mechanical design is bad. Like it doesn't make sense with what the character actually is. Some characters do, like they make sense, but then some characters you're like, why did you build them this way when that's not how they are? And if you
Yeah.
had built them the way that they would be effective, but they are shit right now because they are not how you just made them like a archetype, like a mechanical archetype. Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, this is what this character they fit this archetype, so they're just gonna fit in here. It's like, all right, well, this character fucking sucks to play with, but I don't really care that much because, like I said, I just play Magic, so I don't really give a fuck about the rest of the characters, to
Yeah.
be honest.
So me, it don't get me wrong. I'm probably about to say something that's controversial, but I'll start with the good. So the game looks good. Like Cross was saying, like the artwork for this game is insane. I don't know who they got, who the artist is, who designed all the costumes, but everybody looks like they're supposed to. Um, I can't remember in the last couple of years where I've seen a Marvel game uh, where the characters look like them, and they almost look way cooler than what they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
This is
they
like
don't
the
look
coolest.
nerfed.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
coolest versions of like these characters that I've ever seen, and it's like off the charts. Um, I now, like I said, I haven't played the game, but I've been watching it heavy. I watch Josh play and D Star and everybody online play. So I'm in the background just watching. And to me, the game looked kind of whack to me.
Uh,
It seemed like you're just doing the same fucking move
Here we
like
go.
300 times in a row. You got Mr. Fantastic with his arms just swinging. And then every time I see Venom, he's doing the same thing. It's like
Swing dive, swing dive,
until
swing
you
dive.
until you get your little ultimate move. It's like I see the strategy in it, but it don't look like there's no real strategy except point your cruiser and shoot. You know, I know that you got characters like Loki and healers and things like that that kind of make it seem like their strategy, but it just on the outside looking in, it just looked whack. Especially when I see everybody just doing the same thing over and over again. It's like, what other moves do you have to do besides, this one attack that I see over and over again? It's like no matter who I see, they're doing the same type of thing over and over. Uh, but do you guys like? Is there like a real strategy to this game, or is it like okay, I have to kill you before you kill me, and I need somebody to keep me alive so I can kill you?
It's the strategy involved, like I said, it involves a lot of teamwork. Team composition wins the game. Like at a lower level, I guess just from the outside looking in, it doesn't look like a lot's happening. But in the thick of it, like for example, I think the last time me and Tevin were playing, we were dealing with a team that had really good healers. Like you would jump their healers and they wouldn't die. Healers are really squishy. Like one instance, you kill them pretty good. But if a team is really solid, they know how to keep their healers alive while hurting you. So the best way to really take down a good team is to kill the healers so that their front guard can die immediately. So the strategy we ended up coming up with that was effective was that, all right, look, I'm Venom. I'll swing it to the back line, dive down there to get their healers to focus on me. And once I do that, Tevin, he can jump out with the Dark Child or Magic and finish off the healers because I'm not able to kill them. I'm just able to get them to like, hey, look at me, pay attention to me, crazy Venom man. Oh shit, I got cut in half by Magic, and it worked. And stuff like that you have to do on the fly depending on the team you're facing off against. And it's little skirmishes like that that really make or break a good run, especially when you're fighting a good team and they completely just run through your shit and you realize what they're doing after the fact. It's like, okay, they were really good defending this or pushing this here and there. So figuring that out is why I find this game so fun to play. It's kind of like it's like playing a fighting game where you're fighting. It's one on one. It's like how good is this person's defense against lows or throw breaking? How good is their movement? Can I abuse this thing that's gotten me so far up until this point? And what's going to do? And then there's your team. How good is your team? Are you coordinating properly? Do you have a sorry bastard who can only DPS lock and he doesn't want to be committed to any other role or something like that?
Yeah.
And getting around that is very rewarding. That's why I like it, because that's how Overwatch was. Overwatch was my first experience with this type of game, where it's like, oh, we have a role. Like way back then, I was playing Widowmaker, and and this was before I understood the concept of like hero shooters. And I was playing with Tevin again, and I was like, yo, what's going on? And Tevin was like, hey, look, we're getting our ass kicked. All I need you to do is just go to the point. Just go there. I was like, yeah, but I'll die. He's like, it doesn't matter. Just go. So I run up there, and they're shooting at me. I grapple hook and get to the point and touch it and die. And Tevin was like, that's all we needed. And then we turned it around and won. At the time, I didn't understand what was happening. But over time, I was like, oh, you have to you have to contend that area so that it goes into overtime, and you have to just make a really smart, good play in order to turn it around. And that's really rewarding. That's a lot of fun.
It's not about, what one character does. Like, oh, look, I'm doing this one thing to this one guy. It's not a 1v1 thing. It's kind of like Magic, for example, she doesn't run with the rest of the team because she's not effective like that because she can't shoot. She's just a target to get shot at if she runs in with the team. So she doesn't want to run in with the team. Her job is to kind of go around the sides, not be seen, make people forget that she exists so that when one of your teammates is having issues, oh my God, I'm getting fucked up by Wolverine. She just comes out of nowhere, and chops Wolverine in half from behind. It's like, fuck you, Wolverine, get off of him. Or if like one of their teammates want to stray away from their team just a little too far, Magic comes and chops their ass in half. Or I'll go after the if I see like my team is not really like handling they're doing damage, but the healers are just able to just sit back nutsack. No one's really trying to threaten them. I'll go in there and fuck with the healers because they can't kill me because Magic just has she does too much damage. So what'll happen then is that they'll either run away or they'll start healing each other, and then that's less healing that their team is getting. So I might not be able to kill them, but now they're disrupted because now their team is like, oh fuck, I'm getting killed now. I gotta what's happened? Magic's over there. And then once I see that their team is focusing on me, I run away. It's like, all right, it's time to get the fuck out of here. That's I just came in here to disrupt y'all so my team can do their job. But she's not like a direct damage dealer. Like, she's there to kill people. She's not there to do damage. There's a difference between doing damage and killing people. Doing damage can kill people, but laying down damage is just there to make people essentially not be in certain areas. Like, I don't want you to be right here, so I'm gonna put a bunch of damage right here so you can't be there. You got to go around. Magic is there to kill you, meaning I'm not trying to fight you from full health to I'm picking you off. Like, oh, I see you, you're weak over there, die. Oh, okay, I can kill you right now, die. It's like that's what she's supposed to do, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, like I
So
say, team composition really is the it's that's really the meat and potatoes of the game. you know,
so it's not the individual characters themselves. Okay.
Not
yeah, because
really,
people
but
who
it's
play
like,
like that tend to fuck it up because all they do is focus on like, I just want to get kills. I'm like, we're not trying to kill, we're trying to get some
yeah,
good
it's not team
techniques and moves.
deathmatch. It's
Yeah,
not team deathmatch. It's because I mean, you remember that game we played where they had like triple the amount of kills we had, but
yeah,
like they were not getting on the fucking point, and we were just like, okay, well, If you don't get on the point, it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
it literally, you can kill us all day. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. Like
Yeah, I saw a match with Josh and D Star where man y'all were losing, and then for some reason, man, y'all turned it around really quick and actually eventually won the whole match.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's like, tightening up and, getting really familiar and mounting a reasonable offensive that turns the tide of the battle is very rewarding. It reminds me of like, doing all that in a fighting game, except instead of it just being me, like, oh, I finally learned how to sidestep Jin's 1-2-3 and do a down 4-2 uppercut to punish, forcing him to change it to 1-2-4 so I could just duck and punch him in the face. It's like it's the same thing here, except it's like it's team oriented. It's a little more frustrating because sometimes your team is just like, why do you have a sniper and you're moving to the front line? You're supposed to be back there shooting people from a distance, but other than that, it's a lot of fun.
just don't pick Black Widow at all. She fucking sucks, dude. Like even if you can snipe, just don't pick her, dude.
Yeah. So one thing that I was laughing at, I was talking to Josh about this. I was telling him, I was like, man, why are they like they got little balance patches and things for the game, like it's an actual fighting game. I was like, what? So as far as balancing, like, does it really matter? Is the game balanced, unbalanced? Like the patches, do they actually help in this type of game?
It's a competitive game. All competitive games have balance patches.
Yeah, I'll say like specifically to Storm, she definitely got a good, patch notes or whatever. Because like her issue originally, because she doesn't play like any other character. Everybody else can run and jump off of stage interactables. She flies all the time, but she doesn't have a fly like Iron Man, where he could just throw on his boosters and go like, "Ooh, time to go." Like she's strictly like you're just moving like forward, back, up, down, side to side.
Yeah, I saw you that one time playing. But see, Josh, when he was playing, he was floating around, but he was floating in between structures and hiding and
because
he cheesed out the entire team, boy. He got like what 40 kills that day.
Because you have to, with her, you have to be a little. She doesn't have any quick. Let me get out of here. Like she's a sniper's paradise. So that's why I had to like duck in and out of guns like. And she has an AoE attack that either does damage to a surrounding area or debuffs the team and buffs your team. Like when she does wind, she speeds up everybody on her team and slow down everybody on the other team in her area. If she does lightning, they get struck by lightning every 2 to 3 seconds doing damage that can wipe the whole team if they're not careful. Because, if there's a storm, she's either if you're fighting a storm, you're either fighting the worst storm or worst player there or the best player there. And a smart storm is always going to be just out of range, but you're going to be in her, bubble where your team has to disperse. But if I have a good team keeping you on the back end, it's like, oh, fuck. That's why we, ran through that other, like the game you were watching. They didn't have an answer for me. Nobody came after me. Like, even while I was there, their Punisher got 1 kill on me, but he was the only one trying. But he couldn't do nothing to me because everyone's fucking with him and I'm fucking with him. So that's where team composition is really important. So that's entertaining. That's a lot of fun. You should play it, Herbert.
I might. Well, see, so like I told you like these games. I always get so mad at these type of games, man. Because like the age old thing where it's like if you play fighting games, it's on you. It's on you. You mess up, you die, it's on you. But when you're playing team games, it's like you could be doing everything right and everybody else can be terrible. Or vice versa. I could be the worst person on the team not doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be healing and I'm trying to kill people. And I'm doing wrong. But it's just one of those games where like there's so much to get mad at. Got Josh in the air sniping me from afar, and I can't see where he is. And like these games always like for me, always like add an element that just, stuff that I just can't deal with.
Well, I do think a an easy workaround for that, because like it's better to play with the boys. Even when we lose, it's not as frustrating as if I was on a team with a bunch of randos, where somebody's like, "Oh," because there's been a lot of memes that are funny as hell. Where this one guy was playing Jeff the Shark, and he's a support character. His job is to keep you alive. And so this Spider-Man who the Spider-Man is a character that's always flying around, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense for a Spider-Man to know where all the health things are on the stage, because he won't always be in. Jeff isn't going to always be able to save him because of how much flying around he's doing.
Yeah.
This Spider-Man was being a piece of shit, complaining like, "Wow, thanks for the heals." Like, "Yeah, sorry, healer diff." And he's getting his ass beat, and he's got like he's like 2-22. So he's just out there just dying. He's not helping anyone. And so the Jeff has an ultimate where he will gobble up everybody on the screen, including his team, heal his team, and he can spit them out so they can focus on the objective and take the enemy team he takes and like go kill them or something or get them further away.
Yeah.
And so so what he did, the whole time Spider-Man talking shit on his team, he do his ultimate, he gets 2 enemies and a Spider-Man. He spits out the enemy team. He was like, "Y'all good." And so he takes the Spider-Man and suicides off the side of the stage. Just for him to be like, "Yeah, fuck you, dude. You doing all that whining," which are like,
see, this the type of shit that I be like would make me bad, man. Like there's a whole people dynamic that goes on with these type of games, and everybody has to do their job and play their role and things like that. And sometimes it can just be frustrating playing with some people. But like you said, when you're playing with your friends, it's so much better.
Yeah, I think you'd have a lot more fun playing with friends. Like even if we were to lose, there's a conversation ahead that can be improved upon versus like, "Oh, it's just a bunch of randos and no one was listening anyway." It's like a roll of the dice if it's a good team or a bad team, or it's a good team but a shitty healer, or an awesome healer but shitty DPS, so on and so forth. At least with your boys, you can be like, "Oh, okay, I should probably have done this better, or maybe I'll try this character." Just a little bit more control, and you're more comfortable in this particular setting versus a bunch of randos. Like I hardly ever play randos. Like this game is with the boys. This is a for the boys game. I ain't playing with no fucking randos. Because then I'd be like you. I'd be
Oh, man. Hey, this game, it looks the art style is so damn sick, though. Look at that.
Yeah,
It's so sick.
Yeah, man, you should play it. It's free, so you can't use that argument.
I have it in my library, but I haven't downloaded it yet. It's like so everything that I don't want to play just yet is there. It's just I don't want it taking up space yet. But yeah, let's well, I'm gonna have to play it.
Yeah,
But,
just give it a shot, You gotta love it.
All right, well, let's get into the next topic. So we're in the new year, right? And let's reflect a little bit. So now last year, man, a lot of shitty games came out. A lot of shitty games. Some shit didn't last 8 days. What it was, Concord died in like 8 days, and Unknown 9 and a couple of other pieces of shit games. Unknown 9.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dog shit.
Exactly.
That makes all right, cool.
Yeah, exactly. What is it? Nobody knows because nobody bought it.
Nobody cares. They all ask the same question. What's that? Unknown nine. What's that?
Yeah.
Concord. What's that?
Dead on arrival.
My Concord is so ugly. It's like a clown, like you can easily see it coming. I don't even know what unknown nine is.
It's unknown. Exactly.
No, I have
But
no clue what that is. Let me go look. Let me use the internet real quick. Unknown nine
yeah.
awakening. Oh, I love when they have another
Oh
thing
yeah,
happen.
it's a beautiful game, Tevin. I think you will like it very much.
What is her nose is so big? Why they always do they like I bet like there's some character artist in there. He's like there's the like pretty version of this character model somewhere in the like and on some dev's
Yeah.
machine somewhere, and it's like
Yeah.
the earliest version. He was like, yeah, this is kind of what I was thinking about. And then like they were like, make her brown and ugly because all
Well,
brown people are ugly. And then
well,
they're like, oh,
well,
okay.
you're pretty much right because I think she's based off a model, but they kind of tweaked the actual in-game model to look like something totally different. But
Yeah,
I think the actual model that she's based off of is
yeah,
actually
she's
good.
attractive.
Pretty. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just like
I know. I
Spider-Man.
like. I know. I said that, but like, yeah, that's exactly what they do. You know.
Mhm.
So, I mean, yeah,
I
I
But
know.
I just want to ask the question: like, do you guys have any like top games for 2024 or your favorite games of 2024? It doesn't have to be anything new, but it could be something that you just playing or played or that you liked.
Well,
But what
I,
is your favorite game or fighting game of 2024?
there are no fighting games that I've played. I do still need to give Diesel Legacy like a good run. Like I bought it. I
Mm.
haven't like sat down and played it. But this year has really just been games with the boys, man. Like aside from rivals, Ravens Watch is probably my number one. Like, we've been
Oh
playing
yeah,
the hell out of that game.
I forgot
So
about that game.
yeah, Ravens Watch and Windblown. But me, Tyrell, Chris, and uh, Ryan just recently jumped in, and Darius. We've been playing that game like hell, dude. And they're actually having their expansion come up in the next couple of weeks. So super excited for that. That game has been a treat, to say the least. It's been a lot of fun. And it's
Like
been just as frustrating at sometimes too, but it's a good kind of frustrating.
yeah, yeah, I watched you, Chris, and D Star play it a little while back, and it did look cool.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
gonna lie.
yeah, it's a nice spin on like fairy tales, like a dark twist. And favorite character is Sun Wukong. Yeah, he's the fighting game character where you got to parry everything and you do damage, your combos, and all that stuff. Team composition again really important here because if you die, everyone dies. And it's a lot of fun, dude. Like this is another game I'd say we should play together because it's
Yeah, I remember you guys were telling me about that. It kind of looked like Hades a little bit, and I played
yeah,
Hades. I played and beat Hades, and I really fell in love with that game. So if it's anything like that, then I'm pretty sure that I'll love it.
yeah. It's very I'd say it's very similar. It's roguelike element. Every playthrough is different. You kind of have to build up a proper loadout each time as you play. And Windblown is very similar. Like me and Chris mostly been playing that, only us two, but it's a little bit different since that's 3 players, not 4 players. But it's just as fun. Very fast paced, very pretty to look at, very colorful, like Hades. It's nice. It feels like a game that came out on 6th gen. That's what it feels like to me. That's why I enjoy it so much, or them so much. But as far as fighting games, not throwing any shade to Diesel Legacy. I haven't played it yet. I haven't given it a fair shot. But as far as that, there are no fighting games for me. All fighting games are deceased, as far as I'm concerned. Been playing for Tekken 6. That's been fun. Oh, but Herbert, I think your voice. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was muted. I was talking and muted. But Diesel Legacy, yeah, I definitely have the demo, and I kind of want to put my hands on it a little bit. I did go to practice mode a little bit and messed around with it, and it feels good to play.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna have to definitely get on that. But what about you, Cross? Favorite game of last year that you played?
I actually had a few good games that I played, you know, last year that I thought were pretty fun. So I actually this year for me, or last year I should say, last year for me when it comes to gaming was pretty solid. At the end of the year, even though this game didn't come out last year, I've been playing the dog shit out of fucking Baldur's Gate 3. That game is legitimately one of the best games. Like it is legitimately like a legendary game. It is very, very, very good. Um, very good. And the amount of the quality of content that's in the game, base, like just base game. It's like I feel like that game is bigger than Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 put together easily.
Really?
Yeah, of course it is. Like I don't even know why I'm saying I think it is. It definitely is. Like the amount of things you can do, not just like content in the sense of like the amount of missions or something like that. The way you can go about doing any particular thing is just crazy. I saw one guy steal like it's the fact that they have like an option for things that you wouldn't even think is a thing. Like this guy, I watched this clip of this guy who stole something from this character and then went to talk to them and say, "Hey, I want to make a deal for that item." And he's like, "Yeah, okay, it's going to cost this much. Okay, I'll buy it." And then the guy goes, "It's like, wait, where is it?" And then you can show it to him. Like, yeah, I stole it.
That's so dope.
And he's like,
Really?
"What the fuck? You stole that? Then why did you talk to me about this?"
Yeah,
It's like the fact that there's so much stuff like that in the game where you're like, I never would have thought to do that.
yeah,
Like there's characters in the game where you're like, they're recruitable, and then the game is so smart. It tricks you all of the time. All of the time. You'll be like, yeah, I'm just walking down here. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, um, you just walked into a fucking trap and you didn't even notice because you weren't paying attention to your surroundings. And it wasn't like hidden, it was like right there. Like right there on the floor or some shit or right around you, and you're just like, so it makes you so immersed because everything matters. How you talk to people matters. What you say to a character matters because someone else in your party might be listening. So if you don't want them to fucking know, you don't need to have them with you. It's like everything matters. Stuff that you would normally think doesn't matter because it's a video game, you will be surprised. You'll be like, wait, what the fuck? How do you know about that? You know? Or you will assume certain things because it's a video game, like, oh, I talked to this person and this person was in my party. So that means that, like, this person in my party also talked to this person, even though they never did, but they never talked. So they don't have a rapport or a relation or anything, you know? So you can do shit like, you could talk to a character and then like fuck up the dialogue. They don't like you or some shit. And then you could be like, okay, but I know he likes elves. Hey, Shadowheart, you go over there and fucking talk to him. He'll be completely different. He'll be acting different. Oh, hey, what's up? Nice to her. fucking asshole to you. And you're like, wow, I never thought about that. That's never. I haven't said that. I've said that so many times playing Baldur's Gate 3. Wow, I didn't think that I could do that. Wow, I didn't think I would be able to go about it that way. Oh wow, like I guess I could have did that. Or oh man, damn, I could have did this. And there's so many different ways of doing shit that, dude, I have like probably like 100 different like saves, and I'm just thinking like I don't even know why I saved this much because I'm never going back and doing like because I'll be like, all right, I need to save because I don't know if I really want to go about it this way. Then
Yeah,
I'll do it, and it doesn't even work the way I thought it was gonna work. It does it in this completely different way, and I'm like, well, I want to see the variation of what happened. It ain't like just a resolution. It's like, oh, you opened up this whole branch of this other part of the story, and
yeah,
this part of the story is closed off. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm going down this branch of shit now. I thought that was
yeah,
just gonna be the end of something. Like, like it's crazy how you can just play that game. Like, you
yeah,
can be on the you can there's just so many different ways of doing shit. It's just insane. So I'm like, um, wow, amazing game.
yeah.
Wow, dude. So
So I haven't heard anything bad about Baldur's Gate. Like Baldur's Gate 3, I'm sorry. I
yeah.
haven't heard anything bad about Baldur's Gate at all. I'll be waiting to hear bad shit. I'll be like, something bad gonna happen about this game? Like, no. But people love the game. Like you said, you can do a lot of stuff that's outside of the box than what you can normally do in games.
It
Um,
it's
I,
more than that. It's not
mhm.
even just like the standard outside of the box. It's like they put you in a box, and then it's like you can play in that box if you want to, but it's like you do sit like most games where they say outside the box, it's like one thing you can do outside the box, and it's like haha, but actually you're just in a bigger box. No, this game is literally like, oh, you were playing in a box this entire time. you, what?
You don't
You
have to
know
play
there's a world that exists out here, and you were in a box the entire time. That's crazy. And then they punish you for being in the box.
That's
What
crazy.
the fuck? Like there's shit being thrown at me in angles that I can't handle. And
Yeah,
it's like,
it
well, get out
is.
the box, dude.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. It's like they take you outside the box, like
Well,
like
now
randomly, like you
they'll
do
keep you
something
in the
randomly.
box to
Like,
whoop your ass from outside the box. More like, yeah, I'm standing on this rooftop behind this chimney, bro, throwing shit at you. And you walked into this village right through the front gate, and we all knew that that's where you was gonna come
yeah,
because that's where you think you gotta go, but you don't gotta do that. You could be like, all right, I'm gonna go around the back. Oh, there's a gate right here. I'm gonna just jump over the fucking gate. Just jump over the motherfucker. Oh, it's locked. Well, because you'll think, oh, lock gate, I have to have the key, or I have to do a lock pick. Or you can just jump over the shit. Or you can go get some boxes. There's some boxes. Let's just hop over this shit. It's just a fucking stupid gate. And then it's like, all right, let's get our motherfuckers on top of the fucking house. Push this dumb asshole off the fucking house. Idiot, get off the fucking house. Now we're shooting all you idiots from the top of the house. It's
yeah,
like it's awesome. There are times where you're like, there are so many times where I'm like, man, I kind of want to do the dialogue for like this. I kind of do want to go through the front door because I want to see what the characters are gonna say.
yeah,
But then you're like, wait, they're just stupid goblins. They're not gonna say anything but "R, I'm gonna kill you" or something because they're dumb and they always attack. There's no such thing as a good goblin. Okay, cool. Fuck talking to these guys. I'm just gonna shoot them. Like, just shoot these guys, because they always have something set up to fuck you. So it's like, I'm not about to talk to these idiots. I've talked to enough goblins. Like, die, dude. Like, y'all are just dead. Y'all always
yeah.
put me in these fucked up situations. So that game
So,
is sick.
well, let me ask this. So, out of 10, what would you rate Baldur's Gate 3?
10.
10.
Easy. It's like easy. There is literally no issue with the game. Like, I can't think of one because the game is okay. If I had to say one thing that is I wouldn't call it a problem, but like I could see someone being like, what do you call it? Pushed away from not playing the game.
Yeah,
You really need to learn the rules of Dungeons and Dragons, like how everything works, how taking turns work, how
yeah. Don't you
like
like
all,
roll a dice or something to get certain
yeah,
type
but there's
of
different types of die and there's different types of roles and then how your like stats modify your role. So for example, like when I was playing the game, through the majority of the game, I didn't understand how a lot of this shit worked. So I was getting my ass beat, and had to figure out alternate ways to play the game because I didn't understand how it was working. Right? I think someone else would just quit. But once I understood how things worked, it was like I could start actually like understanding what the stats I was looking at. So, for example, like in a normal RPG, when you look at someone's, let's say, defense number or whatever, they show you something like that. You would
yeah.
think that what that does is that if they get hit, it would just like do less damage or something, right? But that's not how that works in Baldur's Gate. In Baldur's Gate, characters are given what's called an armor class, and that armor class is basically just a number. And so let's say that number is 10, right? So that means that you have to roll at least a 10 in order to hit them. And if you roll anything that's below a 10, you will miss. And so what that means is that you're like, okay, well, I have to find out what like modifier that my character uses to deal damage. Is it strength? Is it dexterity? Is it wisdom? Is it intelligence? Like for magic users, like which one is it? And then once you figure that out, mine was dexterity because I was playing an elf archer or a ranger. So I was like, okay, it's dexterity. So that means I need to make sure that like I give myself the best opportunity to roll a high number. So that means you want to roll a die that isn't a 20-sided die. You want to try to roll like a die that is like a lower number die because it's going to have like a multiplier uh, applied to it, and you have a higher chance of getting a higher number, and you can do things that increase like your chances. So if I shoot from high ground within my range, it adds like, so whatever I roll, let's say I would roll a 6, right? That would normally be under 10, but if I'm above ground, then I gain advantage. And what advantage does is that it rolls the dice twice and it chooses the highest number.
Okay.
And then whatever modifiers I have. So let's say if I have like a dexterity modifier, and let's just say my dexterity modifier adds like a +4. So now that 6 becomes a 10. So that means I'll hit them. But then if I have advantage, may roll a 6, and then I roll like a 19. So it's going to choose the 19. It's not going to choose the 6. And
Okay.
the amount of damage that you do more damage the higher you roll. So if I roll a 10, I do the minimum amount of damage that I would do. But if I roll a 20, I do the maximum amount of damage that I'm going to do. So when you look at your weapon, it'll actually show that. It'll show the minimum damage that this weapon can do and the highest damage that that weapon can do. So, like, when you combine all this stuff together, then you start understanding how to actually hit shit. Because you're like, okay, this archer, I'm shooting from low ground. I'm at disadvantage. And disadvantage is the opposite of advantage. It rolls two dice and it chooses the lowest number always out of the two rolls. So,
Oh, okay.
you really don't want that. Disadvantage fucking sucks. So, it's like, you
That's
want them, and then all the same rules that apply to you apply to them.
okay.
So
Yeah.
you want
Yeah.
them to be at disadvantage. You want
I like games like that where the rules that apply to you apply to them too. So you can kind of manipulate the game if you know the rules of how
right.
things play out.
Exactly. And so like examining like your enemies before you get into battle or even during battle is really really important because like you'll look and you'll be like, okay, they have immunity to poison, this and they have resistance to this and this. But then if you will click on it, you'll say, well, what's the source of their immunity? Sometimes they have natural immunity, meaning that that's just their shit. Like, but sometimes their immunity is linked to something else. Like they only have immunity because they have a weapon equipped that allows them to be like to be immune to slashing attacks. So then you can disarm them. You can say, okay, well, if I can get Karlak to go over there and disarm them, then he no longer has slashing immunity. Then I can kill him. And then I can pick up his shit too. Give me that. You know, like pick his shit back up. But they can do the same shit to you. So you have to be careful. Like it ain't just like, well, I can just go fuck them up. They can fuck you up too. And so you have to really be like ready. Like you have to understand what enemy type you're. Every battle in Baldur's Gate cannot be taken light. There's no battle in Baldur's Gate that can't be taken lightly unless you already played the game before. You know exactly how it's coming up. Like unless you already know and you built your characters in a way where they are specifically gonna fuck these guys up. It's like when you're first playing the game, there's every battle is fucking really important because you could just get killed so easily. Like, and everything matters. That I guess so if I had to say like one like negative, they don't tell you any of this shit. All this shit I just told you, like how to all that, they don't say that at all. They don't teach you about armor classes. They don't teach you about your stat modifiers. They don't teach you about all the different because based on what you choose, like strength, dexterity, or whatever, you get all these other different skills that are outside of battle. They're things that like help you in dialogue or like help you with like lock picking or something or help you with like negotiating with people. There are other stuff that is not in battle, you know? And some of that stuff is like really, really good. Like, persuasion and fucking intimidation and all this other stuff. It's like all this stuff like it affects heavily what you can do in the game and what becomes available. Some things you can't even like. For example, there's a skill you get if you have high intelligence or high wisdom called perception, and it allows you to be able to see things in the environment that are normally hidden. They're not actually hidden. Well, a lot of times they're not like hidden where they're just invisible or something, but like they just won't stand out. But then like if your character has perception, it'll like a sound will play and they'll be like, there's a button on the wall over there,
Yeah.
or something like that, right? And but in some situations, sometimes if their perception stat is really high, they can see shit like that is invisible. They'll be like, the this area is not what it seems. Like
Oh,
this
okay,
is
okay.
not what we're looking at is not real or whatever. And and you can see when the characters roll their perception check and fail. Like
Yeah.
because like every character will get a perception roll when there's something like that that could happen. So it's really interesting when your characters walk into a room and they fail a perception check. You're like, uh-oh. You're like,
So
what the fuck?
the enemies can fail their roles too, right?
Yeah, of course. Like the
Hmm.
whole game is roles. So it's like the same apply all that armor class shit applies to you. So obviously you want a high armor class. Like I want my armor class to be fucking 25 so that you gotta roll a motherfucking 25 even to hit me. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like so they'll try to do things that like make it so that they don't have to roll a 25 or they have advantage or so you'll see them trying to position and do shit and you have to be able to understand like what if Karlak has a armor class of 25 and I got her out there front and center, you know, ready to fuck them up. Well, they don't want to just run up to her and attack her. That's not what they're gonna do. They're going to turn invisible. They're gonna throw a fucking spear at her and then turn invisible. That's what they're gonna do. Because they're gonna be like, okay, well, this may hit her, this may not, but I'm gonna keep. You'll never hit me because I don't care if you're. I don't care.
Like I can
Yeah.
always just keep turning invisible, and that's really annoying because you're like, man, this squishy ass enemy, I could just kill them if my character could see them. Like,
Yeah.
but they just turn invisible, hit me, and then turn back invisible again. So you're like, I gotta find a way. And if your character doesn't have a like, there's ways to like see invisibility, but if you don't have that, you have to come up with creative ways to trick them out of being out of invisible. Like, this one boss fight I was just in, like what I did was that I had Karlach up front, but they weren't attacking Karlach. They would try to go and attack like my healers. Well, one of my healers had the spell called Sanctuary, which makes it to where you can't target her with anything, but she can't do any damage. If she does damage, then Sanctuary falls off. So it's like I want to keep her alive because she's my healer. So I was like, okay, I need to keep her alive. So then they would go to like my other like character, right? Because they just did not want to deal with Karlach. Because even if you walk around Karlach, she has this thing called opportunity of attack, where if you get
Yeah.
too close to her, she'll just swing on you. So
That's
it's
crazy.
like they're like, okay, I'm just gonna walk around her and get to this other character. So what I did was I put a spider trap on the fucking ground. They're invisible, so I don't know where they are, but I know they want to get to me. And that character has boots on to where I can walk over spider webs and not get in webs. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't care that this trap is here. Like I can
Yeah.
walk, but when you walk in this shit, you're gonna get stuck and it's gonna reveal your location. And then
Okay.
you can
That's
actually
smart.
attack invisible enemies if you know where they are.
What?
Like,
So you can just swing in a general direction. If they over there, you're gonna get them.
yeah, if you swing and they would have gotten hit, then you hit them.
Yeah.
So what you can do also is like if I know you're in this general area and I have a big ass fireball, I'm just gonna throw the fucking fireball down. That's another reason why they don't want to be around Karlach because she has this move called Giant Slam, where it's just a big ass shockwave. She's just blam and then boom, you know, if
Run
you're around
around,
her,
get got.
yeah, you just get got. So they just run away from her. So this is like
Yeah.
some of the smartest fucking NPCs ever. You'll
Yeah.
be thinking, "Oh, I got these guys, they're so dead. And they just won't do the things that you'd be like, fuck, why are
Yeah.
they doing that? Why are they running all the way over there and getting on top of a fucking building?
Yeah.
Like, so
That's
like
that's that's awesome, dude. That's super awesome.
yeah.
Now, do you have any other favorite games for 2024?
Yeah, there's this horror game called Hollow Body by an indie dev.
Hollow Body.
Yeah, it's
I think
like
I remember you telling me about that.
yeah, it's kind of like Silent Hill 2 kind of like inspired type of game, but it's like it has like a Blade Runner aesthetic to it, and it's really cool. Like the story is good, the game mind fucks you in so many different ways. It's like it's really good. I don't want to like spoil too much of it or whatever, but yeah, the game is fucking awesome. So yeah, I really loved that game. I thought it was like before I played Baldur's Gate, that was my game of the year. I was like, this
Really?
game is fucking awesome. Yeah, because it's just great. Like it made me sad that there's not a physical version of the game. I was like, I want to have this on my shelf. This game is fucking awesome.
It
Like
definitely looks dope. From what I've seen, it's like it looks like Resident Evil a little bit.
it's like it's more like Silent Hill
Oh,
than
okay.
Resident Evil. Because like in Resident Evil, that game, I mean, both games are like a survival horror, but Resident Evil is more about like the man, I gotta survive through this shit because I don't got a lot of resources, X, Y, and Z, right? Whereas
Mhm.
like Silent Hill is more about the unknown. You go into situations and the game is doing
The
things
hell
to
is
you that
that?
doesn't make any sense. You're
Yeah, I
like,
see. Looking at this trailer, that's a lot of stuff that don't make sense. From
yeah,
what I'm
you're
seeing.
like, I walked in this room and now I'm in this room. You're like, huh? And like you don't and when you combine that with I don't want to be in this fucking room. Why am I here? It doesn't make any sense at first. So it's like no, like the game it's more like psychological horror. I mean, it's still survival horror, but it's psychological horror. They're fucking with you the entire game. Like Tormented Souls is more like Resident Evil. Like that's like Resident Evil with like Alone in the Dark kind of mixed in with
Yeah.
it. Like, and that's a great game too. But that game, that's that I played that alone, when it came out or whatever. But yeah, if I had to say like two games that were just like really big standouts for me, it's those two. Like yeah.
Okay. Now, what would you give Hollow Body from 1 to 10?
If I had to like give it a score, um, probably like an 8, because the only issues with the game is that there are a few. It's a bit buggy, in ways that it shouldn't be. In ways I thought they were fucking with me at first, but then I realized it was a bug, and that really annoyed me because I was like, it's cool in one way and it's fucking annoying in another. Because like like the game, games like this, they have like a controlled camera, like they have a fixed camera, and so like that's cool. But there's a bug in this game where like it's certain, like, I hope they probably fixed it by now, but there's sometimes bugs that happen where like how like when you're walking in one area and then you kind of like get to another part of the room and the camera angle switches.
Yeah.
Well, there's kind of like a bug in the game where when you like go to one area and the camera angle switches, but then you quickly walk back to the prior area, the camera angle changes back to the prior angle, but you're still in the other part of the room. So you can't see anything. You can't see your character because the way the camera angle is made for when you're in that part of the room, not when you're in this part of the room. And trying to get it to switch back is very hard because it depends on where your character is and you can't see them. And then when you combine that with enemies are in the room, or it's a new area and you don't know where the fuck everything is, it's a bit kind of like stressful. You're like, fuck, dude, like
Yeah,
what the hell?
not in a good way.
Yeah, not in a good
Yeah.
way, because at first you're like, am I being fucked with? And then it's like, no, that was a bug. It's like,
Hey.
that's fucking annoying. But it
Yeah.
didn't happen often enough to be like always the case. But it did happen like twice in my playthrough. It happened one time where there was a boss. Literally, a boss came out of a fucking closet, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I am getting the fuck. And then in that same thing, they did have a thing where they fuck with you. And so like
It's
I'm
like
like,
I don't know what's what.
yes, that's what got me like that. I was like, what just happened? Like, I barely survived. I was like, what just happened right there? What was I'm like, I'm not going back in that fucking apartment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the fuck just happened right there. That I'm not going back in there. So I had to get some fucking courage before I walked back in there. Because of
Yeah.
course you gotta go back in there. So I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, fuck. But
So
that, yeah, probably like an 8 or a 9.
8 or 9. Okay.
Yeah.
So Josh, I didn't ask you, but Ravens Watch, what would you give that game? Like 1 out of 10?
I'd probably do the same, about an 8 or 9. The things that kind of ruin it are like sometimes game instability, sometimes it lags when it shouldn't, or there's like random disconnections. Like there was one patch that when they updated it, and we were struggling for like a good day or two just trying to play it. And I guess we just kind of have to wait for it to like stabilize or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I said, it doesn't happen enough for us to be like, oh, this game is dog shit now. They ruined it. But it works for the most part. But sometimes when it just stops working, like we'll have like the perfect flawless run. We're getting all the best rolls. My son is almost Super Saiyan. He shooting the Kamehameha wave. I got the best parry. Got the 1-inch punch. Game freezes or disconnects. I'm just like fucking. Oh, and I'm never gonna get a run this good ever again. But now I'm paranoid because like when we start doing too well, I'm just preparing for the worst.
That
You know,
sucks.
but like I said, it doesn't happen enough. It seems like it does because it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, we recently got Tyrell through nightmare difficulty, which is the highest difficulty. And man, we talking like we like celebrating. We almost went out and got a beer. So finally got Tyrell because like me and Chris played the most, so we got the most hours in it. And now that we got Tyrell through nightmare mode, it's like all right. Now we got to get Ryan through it. Now we got to get Darius through it. It's really rewarding. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. For me, it's 100% the Messenger, man. Messenger, I know it came out like a couple of years ago, but I had the liberty of playing it this year, and oh my god. So this is kind of like a throwback to like the old Ninja Gaiden games and Shinobi games on the older consoles. And man, this game, it's like there are some games that kind of bring you back to your childhood, but this game kind of like exceeded what I thought it was gonna be. And just like the little things that they do to kind of change up the whole ninja slash jumping, platforming type of thing is like crazy. It's like you go through these little portals, right, where you can go to the past or you can go to the future, and depending on what you do in the past will affect the future. Like I don't know if you guys can see my screen that I have here, but so like on this stage, there's like pockets where you're in the past, and then you go outside the pocket and you go into the future, and it's like so dope of a game. The story is stupid, but the platforming is like, oh my god, it's just one of the best games that I played in a long, long time.
It looks really cool. I think Chris told me about another game. It's a Cyber Ninja or something. It's very similar to this, and it's got that old school like Shinobi feel. But it's cool to see like such an old format like that be so updated with cool aspects like this, like going through time or like how tight the gameplay is. Because like when I was watching you playing it, I was like, oh man, I can't believe you managed to pull off that super tight, just frame 3
Bro, I was dying so good in this game. I was dying a lot. Like, especially on this part here. Like, dude, I was like, what in the world? How do I get past this? And games are like so easy now that you don't expect them to be hard in some instances. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Oh, but yeah, this is probably like my favorite game.
Oh, man, that dude's like right on your ass.
Man. Hey bro, like
what, you weren't already running?
Bro, man, I'm telling you, like, man, they like the indie game scene is like it's been blowing my mind. So kind of like you guys kind of got me into like PC gaming. So I've been kind of going ham on Steam, and like I was surprised to just find these games where like they just have so much charm, so much uniqueness to them. And I'm just happy I found this game. Really, I love this type of stuff.
And that's one of the things. Like I think I talked to Tevin about it too. It's like a lot of the it's really easy to kind of like doom scroll on games. Like, oh yeah, gaming is shit, gaming is dead, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, it's only dead for people who are too lazy to like find the games that they want to play. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how it was, like, with Ravens Watch, Chris, like, he's been like putting me on a lot of really good games, like Windblown. He found that game, and Windblown it's another that and Risk of Rain too, like games I normally wouldn't. I like how it's over. Like,
you toe up, man.
You would miss
So
games like this because of how much time or attention these major releases get. And yeah, it's like, yeah, that's on you, man. You can't let the AAA dominate the conversation with gaming because you'd be convinced like, oh yeah, gaming sucks. There's nothing good to play. You missed The Messenger, Raven's Watch, or Risk of Rain, or all these Cyber Shadow. That's the other ninja game Chris was saying you should probably check out. It's just like uh, old school Ninja Gaiden or Shinobi. Yeah, and it's like most of the games I have the most fun playing. Like I always categorize them as like these could have came out of 6th gen because that's the most fun I ever had playing games in 6th gen. It was the most consistent fun. There were no bad games in 6th gen. And now that gaming is so huge, you kind of have to focus your attention on those types of games to where it's like, yeah, you could have a good time in this horrible time of gaming.
yeah.
Without being so like black pilled on it.
I think that people are just fucking like I want to say like there's not just one adjective that you can use towards people. Like you can't just say they're lazy. Like yeah, that's a part of it. That's a big part of it. But it's not just that, right? I think that people have become more like I don't know if it's people become more of it or maybe we're just noticing it more because we have more access to people. But people are becoming like they're just more like I don't have any other word to say it but cowardly. It's like they're so afraid to like try the things they want to like it's not about this thing of like have an open mind and just try everything. That's not what I'm advocating at all. I think that's bullshit. I think you know what you like, you know, like but I've seen so many people afraid to play and do the things they like just because other people aren't doing it. It's like
Yeah.
like for example, people are so obsessed with oh this game's dead and this game isn't dead. Look how many people are playing this game and look how many people aren't playing this game. And my mind is it's like okay, let's just say I'm shitting on your ugly like social justice game. Okay, whatever. But you like it. If you like it, you shouldn't even be fucking listening to me. Like there should be no like it doesn't matter what I fucking say because you like it, right? Like, and that's it. That's the end of the fucking story. You like it, it's cool, you know? But people are so concerned about like, does everybody else like it before I can like it? It's like, and because of that, that's how you get like just a lot of these mentalities. And I feel like that's kind of you can't get past the doomer mentality if you're lazy and if like you're waiting on someone else to tell you what to play because all these people like I mean some of them are just like fake ass people that don't like games anyway. They don't play video games. There's a lot of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I'm just talking about the people who like legitimately they like games, but they're like, oh, they gotta stick around and play something that they don't like. The greatest example or the things that you can easily see this towards is fucking fighting games. When Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle came out, I swear, like at least in the local community, you hear all the time, like, man, I really don't want to play this game. Man, this game sucks. I wish we could just play Blaze Blue. Then motherfucking play it.
Yeah.
But that's not where everybody else is. You're everyone.
Yeah.
If you don't bring a setup to play fucking Blaze Blue, then there will be no setup to fucking play it. But if you bring a setup, all these other motherfuckers agree with you, or they're lying, and you will bring a setup and play it. And it's like at the time when I was saying that shit, it was like, no, that's not how it will work out. Then I'm like, well, I don't give a fuck. I'm playing Tekken 7, so I don't actually care whether you solve the
Yeah.
problem or not. But like now, a lot of time has passed, and when I go to casuals, you know what game they're playing? Fucking Blaze Blue CP. And I'm thinking to
Mm.
myself, like, it took you that fucking long? I don't see no cross tag ever. They load up all types of anime games too. They'll load up
Yeah.
fucking Koihime, whatever the fuck game, Battle Dengeki, Climax,
Arcane
whatever. Every other game but Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. I was like, okay, so they truly fucking hated this piece of shit. They weren't lying. They didn't like it, but they felt compelled to play it because it was new.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
weird.
it's like, to me, that's insane. And like, I see the same thing kind of with Strive too. Although I do see people who like Strive, but I see people who like, well, I don't play the game and I think the game sucks and XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like, then why you own it?
Yeah.
That don't make any
Yeah.
sense to me. I'm not trying to promote you to not play the game. I'm just saying, like, you know,
consistent
why
with
do
your
you feel compelled to do things that you don't like? Why don't you just go do the things you like? Everyone would be happier if you did that. Everybody.
You know, it's funny. I think I posted a clip of you talking about the exact same thing like the other day about playing what you like.
Yeah, I mean, like, because that is the source of a lot of shit. Like, when it
Mhm.
comes to, at least, in gaming, let's say, because it's just like people have this like they follow. I mean, I guess like that's always been the case. People follow trends. That's not like revolutionary fucking like knowledge, but
Mhm.
it bothers me when you're talking about something that's niche as well. I mean, gaming isn't niche anymore. But a lot of these people who talk about gaming, they act like they were there way before it became popular. Like they've been
Yeah.
playing games way before when it was niche. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, then how in the fuck did you make decisions back in the day?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Okay, if you were playing games, let's say during the fifth generation, sixth generation, and even leading up into seventh gen, how in the fuck did you make decisions? Because like most games were not games that were like, even like, you look at like Final Fantasy, right? Like Final Fantasy 7 is one of those games where, oh, you got to get that. It's a must have. But back in the day, Final Fantasy 7 wasn't that. Final Fantasy 7 was a must have for people who play JRPGs.
yeah.
But if you were just play games and you talked about Final Fantasy 7, no one knew what anything, mostly anything. They didn't even really know like the general plot or Cloud or any of these characters. Like that stuff became known really around seventh generation when they made that like tech demo for Final Fantasy
Yeah.
7 for the
There's
PlayStation
a
3.
desire for a new remake of 7.
Yeah, that's where that was born from. But like prior to that, Final Fantasy was a popular franchise amongst people who play JRPGs. Not even just RPGs. Like it was very specific, So it's like even for a franchise like Final Fantasy, it was not like everybody just had a copy of Final Fantasy X.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was a must-have. There was no must-haves outside of Grand Theft Auto. There was a few. There was Grand Theft Auto during the sixth generation, and maybe like Crash Bandicoot and fucking Crash Bandicoot really probably during and like if you had Nintendo 64, maybe like GoldenEye and some wrestling games, maybe. I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of the stuff that will probably be at everyone's house during that time. Some
Yeah.
wrestling games, GoldenEye,
Smash
fucking
Brothers.
Smash
Yeah.
Brothers,
Yeah.
fucking maybe a fighting game like Street Fighter or Tekken, but that's it. Or Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat, like
Mhm.
Mortal Kombat. Actually, that's probably the biggest one. That's like where you. That's it. Those were like the maybe like what you would call kind of staple games where you can kind of almost expect it to be in like a lot of people's houses. But
Mhm.
the gaming library that you used to see from people who played video games back in the day used to be diverse. You go to
Yeah.
one person's
It's true.
house and like you would not really you'd be like, damn, like I never seen this game before. Like when I was looking through your collection, I was like, I never heard this game before. I was looking through your Sega Saturn collection. I was like, damn, what's this? What's this?
Mhm.
That used to be the experience that you used to have back in the day.
Yeah. Like
Because
my
how
favorite thing.
that was the one.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Albus
never heard of
Odyssey.
this fucking game
Yeah.
before. I was like, what is this?
Albus Odyssey so dope.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, like I was gonna say, like, yeah, you go over somebody's house and that play, Madden and basketball games, and then you look over. Is that Final Fantasy? What are you doing with Final Fantasy?
Yeah,
Good
they be
word.
hella embarrassed about it too. They'll be wanting to say nothing. they be like, oh, I tried. I was just trying that out,
Yeah, I was just
and,
trying it out. Like what?
man, look, you need
But
to shed the Negro skin, man. Like,
yeah,
the Negro library back in the day. Yeah, I like that used to always make me sad if I would go over someone's house and I saw the Negro library. The Negro library is
Madden, Call of Duty.
oh no, not yet. Now I'm talking about
Before Call of Duty, Chico.
generation. Not Call of Duty, not yet. It was sports games, whether it be Madden or NBA Live or some shit
Mhm.
like that. It was Grand Theft Auto games. It was True Crime, Street to LA, Street to New York, One of them.
Oh,
Some wrestling games. Don't matter which one. Probably SmackDown. A SmackDown game. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Um, Mortal Kombat and
Mortal
or
Kombat.
Tekken, but probably more. It's probably gonna be Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's gonna be Mortal
It's
Kombat
gonna be Mortal
over
Kombat. Yeah,
over
Eh,
Tekken or Street Fighter.
yeah, but it's probably gonna be Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying? You're right. Like that's probably like if I had to bet, it's gonna be Mortal Kombat, and then maybe Def Jam. It's like
Mm,
because Def Jam wasn't even guaranteed. It was like, but maybe Def Jam, and then like that's it. If
yeah,
that was the library that I saw, I was like, it wasn't even that these games ain't cold. It was just like, yeah, you're black. I get it, man. Oh, and Budokai too, and a Dragon Ball Z Budokai game. Yeah, my bad. And
yeah.
that's it. You be
'Cause
like,
you
all
know,
right.
Goku, the only anime character that's
In the
known.
whole lineup,
He the only anime
and
character
they
that ever
proud too.
existed.
They ain't ashamed of that shit.
Yeah.
Yep,
They like, man, I see
Dragon
you in
Ball Z is
Budokai.
socially acceptable now.
Yeah,
yep,
they'll do that. They'll do
yeah,
that because every black person like Dragon Ball Z, but outside of that shit,
yeah,
that was the black man library. And I was like,
yep.
damn,
So,
stereotype.
so I want to add one more game to my favorite games that I played last year. Now I didn't play a lot of this game, right? But this Tunic, this
Nah,
game is crunk. Like I thought it was like something gonna be like I thought it was gonna be really really silly, but this game is super cool. It's like it looks silly, but it's like fucking Dark Souls almost. It's like Zelda and Dark Souls had a baby. It would be this fucking game. Uh,
yeah. My friend Chris was telling me about this game a while back, and I meant to look into it, and I saw you playing. I was like, hey, this is the little Fox game. Yeah,
bro,
I heard him get his ass beat in this game.
I was man. It is cold. Like you literally got to run in some instances. I'm thinking that it's like Zelda where you could swing on them and just go through the stage, but you actually got to put some thought into what you're doing. But this game here, super dope. I need to get back on it. Yeah. So we've talked about our favorite games of 2024. Now let's get into what do you think is the most underrated game of 2024? Now, I'll go first on this one. I definitely think that the most underrated game is probably Under Night in Birth, man. Under Night in Birth is such a dope game. And I be wanting to play it so bad, but it's like other games that I have to.
Underrated at birth.
Yeah, underrated under night in birth. But yeah, man, this game here is like ultra sick. All of the characters are cool. The story is cool. The fighting game system is cool. It's like a lot of characters that just the character designs are like off the wall, like awesome. And it's like I'll start playing this right, and then I'll be like, man, I need to play KOF. Oh, I
Herbert,
need to play this.
check the comments, Herbert. We got visitors.
We got visitors. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Young Sykes. A wild Young Sykes has appeared.
I couldn't really speak to any underrated games since I haven't really been playing much outside of the few that I've been playing. there's another category, but I don't know if it's okay to talk about.
You say what? It's another character. You said another category?
Another category of gaming, but I don't know if that's all right to talk about on your stream.
You know, there is another category, but maybe further down the line we might be able to do that.
Yeah, I got a couple of those, but well, I guess
You know, I got a couple too that like I wish I could talk about on this stream, but like
I mean,
those are the real game of the year.
There's a secret.
But it's an inside joke between me and Josh, but I'll let you guys in on it. So it's pretty much the adult gaming. Like there's a whole adult gaming atmosphere or category, and there's some good ones. There's some good ones.
Yeah, boy. Am I allowed to share? Or...
We're not gonna do it this time, Josh. Not this time.
All right, fair enough.
Not this time. I want to though, so bad.
Next time.
Yeah. I've been playing some of them games more than everything else.
Yeah, me too, dude. One of them I got like, damn, 24 hours in this jump. not too bad.
But I'll speak on it really quick. So there's this one game. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I don't know if have you guys ever played Asteroids?
Yeah.
So growing up, I love playing Asteroids. And it's a particular adult game. It's like fucking Asteroids on steroids. And I love that shit. So I've been playing the hell out of it. It's like I just like playing it like any other game, you know. Yeah. But it's just an adult game. It's fun.
I'll allude to one too. Like this is probably one of the best ones I've played ever because there's a lot of game in this game. And this dude's been working on it for 7 years and it shows. I was like, yo, this guy, this job was worth $25 fucking dollars. Cause like, dude, no one asked you to go to, cause there's like a ton of these type of games. And most of them are like, okay, once you play it for a while, you're like, all right, I get it. It's typical run of the mill, time waster, beat it in about 5 hours. I'm like 10 hours into this job. I'm like, man, the story is so engaging. I need to level up and make sure I do all the side quests. And it's pretty good. So, like, I have to give him props for that one.
I know.
7-year project. That's pretty good.
Here you go.
Yeah, man. I found him on Twitter. I was like, hey, man, I got to give you props. He was like, I ain't never got this much entertainment out of a adult game.
Yeah, dude. Like you said, what's crazy is some of these be like 1-man teams, 2-man teams. I'm like, dude, how do you do all of this yourself? Shit. And a lot of I remember there was one director. He said that he created everything himself because he didn't see anything that catered to what he wanted in a game. So he just made it himself. I mean, me and Cross talk about it like a lot, where like, you know, if you don't see something that you want, hey, go and make it.
Yeah, and it's like the freedom of creativity, the creative freedom that a lot of adult games have is kind of what makes them so interesting, especially when you start learning things about like the creators and the people behind it and what they did. I was like, that's really cool. Like it's a certain thing about it you can appreciate that you won't get from other games that have to follow they have to toe the line or follow a certain corporate formula in order for it to get approved. Whereas this guy just in his basement, like, I just feel like making some crazy shit, and Steam will take it because they'll take anything. So.
Yeah, and see, that's another thing I was surprised about. Like, man, there's some trash games in this category here. There's some real trash ones. So it's I'm glad Steam let you get your money back because goddamn. If I had to get stuck with some of these games, oh my God, I'd be so mad.
Yeah, the grown folks games.
Yeah,
and also like a special shout out to Helldivers 2 for fumbling the bag as hard as they did, because that would have been probably my game of the year if it wasn't for what they did earlier that same year Like I think it was like 3 or 4 months, or 3 months in, and they fucked it up. And I think they've
Oh,
recovered, but it's like it's too late, man. Y'all, it
yeah.
was such a tumble.
Well, I do have a tab or topic for that as well.
Okay,
But we
yeah.
haven't gotten to that one yet.
All right,
But yeah.
I'll put on to that one. Yeah.
All right. So my most underrated game of 2024, Under Night in Birth. The game is too good. But
Yeah.
so Josh, you said you don't have any underrated games.
Yeah, nothing I can speak to because like most of my games, they've been really like controlled. I haven't really played too many newer games or huge variety. Like most of my games have been, Ravens Watch, recently Marvel Rivals and Windblown, and an occasional side game here and there, but nothing I could really say like, oh, I feel like this is genuinely overrated. Like I haven't played much, so
Okay.
not yet.
What about you, Cross? Any underrated games of 2024?
I mean, if I had to say, probably Hollow Body.
Oh, really? Okay. Now,
I think
why do you say that it's underrated?
you want to send a
Because
link to Cross, but not Cross, but Chris.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. Mhm.
Okay.
because no one's talking about it, and yeah, like no one really knows about it, so it's underrated.
Okay, I got you. So next topic, which is the best topic, most disappointing game of 2024.
Oh, disappointing. Well, it ain't held down. What happened was disappointing, but I can't give it the
Everything is disappointing. The
there's,
majority.
there is one above all. And yeah.
So you said Helldivers.
Now, like, well, Helldivers 2 was disappointing, but they did rebound. They bounced back. It's not as good as it could have been if they maintained their momentum. But if I had to give a game most disappointing, it'd be Tekken 8.
Oh man.
And it's because of how much I like Tekken and fighting games, but it's a different type of disappointment. It ain't because the game is bad and plays like shit, because obviously it doesn't. It's a good game. It has all the things, but the reason why I consider it disappointing is because of my history with the franchise and seeing what it has become now.
Yeah.
It's just the best way I can describe Tekken is how I feel about Windows. It's just not. It's not pleasant. Nothing about it. When looking at it, just frustrates me, it upsets me, and I just want to go back and load up Windows 7 when things were nicer and made sense. Occasionally hop on XP because, like, man, things just worked back then, but now, they keep insisting that you play the next one, and we've talked about it in your previous streams in great detail. It's just, and Cloud was just the straw that broke the camel's back, man.
Look at my disappointed. Look at my disappointed face.
Because I guess what frustrates me more is that I secretly held out hope, even though I knew I shouldn't. But it's just that once I realized like how much it bothered me, I was just like, well, there's no way to defend against it because I still like this game. I liked it, and because I liked it, this is what I deserve. So you get what you fucking deserve. You should have just gave up like you were supposed to. But it's like, nah, you actually, just like Tevin said, like, oh yeah, you're one of those idiots that just expected this shit to like not be as stupid as possible. It's like, well, that's what happens when you like something. You choose to not see the glaring issues or flaws, omissions.
Yep, that's why you have friends.
Yeah,
They provide you with a different perspective.
Yeah, so yeah, most disappointing shit ever.
I agree. It is one of my most disappointing games because the game looks so fucking cool. Like this is the coolest Tekken that's ever looked. The coolest has ever looked. Like the character models are more like the cutscenes now, and I never thought we'd get to this point, but
At what
it's so awesome. You say what?
at what cost?
Yeah, at what cost? The game is just the gameplay. It feels like the game is playing itself. Like I said before in multiple videos, uh, they force you to play a certain way, and very aggressive. So that's how you have to play. And if you don't play that way, you get penalized heavily. You
Yeah,
don't get your if you got chip damage, and then if you want to get your life back, you got to swing at somebody. To get into your most powerful form, you got to swing at somebody. It's like all your best moves make you more aggressive and heat. It's like,
it's a triangle.
yeah, it's a triangle.
Yeah,
And
like
it's like you said, it's a fun game, but we've been playing so long and we've seen multiple iterations of the game, and we've kind of been there like at the beginning, like Morpheus or something, where we've seen multiple matrices with the Tekken.
yeah.
And
This
this is
version of the Matrix could have
yeah,
been
this
better.
yeah, this version of the Matrix is not it.
Yeah,
It is
and
not it.
it just
Um,
keeps getting more and more silly. Like I thought
yeah.
it was silly before, but once they got one button does all. Like yeah, this like whatever. I don't want to keep
Yeah.
harping on it.
So
Supposed to
I'll
support.
say so one game that was disappointing to me was Blazing Strike. Have you guys heard of that game?
No.
Blazing Strike. I don't think so.
So let me bring it up. But this game looks so cool. You guys probably seen it before. You've probably seen it before, but you probably don't recognize what the name is.
Hey, Chris said he's in the back.
Okay. Oh yeah, he just got there. Okay. Chris, what's going on, man?
Nothing, just been waiting in the back, man. Just been waiting out here and talking. Hear y'all talking about video games.
out,
doing?
out, out in the cold.
Yeah. Oh, let me bring up this Blazing Strike so you guys can.
Blazing Strike was some ass, boy. I was so looking forward to
Oh,
that fucking game.
You see, Chris, he just came in and he's already talking
Yeah, it
about.
sound familiar. Like y'all
It's
must
a
have been
fight,
to
it was a
before.
fighting game I told you about that I was like interested in. It was like it looked pretty cool. It was like it had this like old third strike art style to it. It looked old school.
I think I know what you're
There's
talking
a big ass tiger in there. There you go.
His game.
about. Oh, what's wrong with it?
It's
So-
fucking busted.
So here's my thing. Like, I didn't get a chance to experience how busted it was, but I played the demo of it. And I just don't like the feel of it. It feels so ugly and nasty to play. It's like you pick it up and I don't like the way the combos feel when you do them. I don't like the way it feels when you move. It's just nasty. And then, like what Chris said, is like it's busted. There's infinites in it. They didn't really test the game too much, so a lot of stuff got outside of the gates to where people are just doing crazy stuff. And the game is like, what is it, like $30 or $40?
I think it's $40.
$40.
The game is $30 to $40. And I think you get an arcade mode, story mode,
Story
training.
mode don't make no sense.
Yeah. And it's like really rough around the edges, even though all of the characters look cool. All of the animations look cool. The music is cool. The way the supers look is cool. The backgrounds are cool. But when I play it, it just feels nasty, man. It just feels so nasty to me. And I was looking forward to it too. But Chris, you got anything to say about this game?
I mean, I ain't got much to say about it that hasn't already been said. It's like, man, I was like, man, this game was so cool. All these characters look amazing. Like all this little stuff. It's like this looks interesting. It looks like something that would come out in the golden era PS2. It's like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, let's try it out. And it's like, let's go give it a try. Like I had this shit pre-ordered. So I saw all this shit and like got the demo. I just canceled that damn pre-order. I said, nah, I don't want this game. We good.
Bro, that these animations, the character designs, man, it's like the best fucking thing ever. But you play it, like, oh man, this is nasty.
Mm, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it
It's just
very much is. Like if it was like $12 or like $15 or something like that, less than $20, maybe, maybe I would accept it. But I'm not paying $30, $40 for a half baked game.
mm.
But Cross,
What?
most disappointing game of 2024.
Most disappointing game that I like played or whatever, 2024. I don't really got like a ton of like really big disappointing ones, but if I had to pick one, it's I'm not gonna say Visions of Mana because I haven't completed it, but I do feel some disappointment towards it just because I don't feel the will to complete it.
Uh,
But if I had to pick one that I actually like played through, it would be East 10.
Ease 10. No, not Ease 10. It looks
Told
so
me about this.
cool.
I mean, like it's not a bad game, but it's disappointing by the standard of East games.
So you
Uh,
so for those who don't know, Tevin is like a Ease fanatic. He loves that series. So
I
he's played like the majority of the series. So he
have.
knows like the story, the lore, and all that stuff. And he kind of got me into it too. So
Oh,
I can see that for you. I can see that for you.
oh yeah. Speaking of which, I guess what just came in the mail today. I got Yee's these memoir of the oath of I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's a cell setter.
No, it's not seven. It's like
Oh, you got the re-release of East 3, the
yes,
Ultim Felghana.
yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, they made like a
What?
they re-released the Ultim Felghana with like you remember I was saying you like how Falcom like they'll have different generations of like artists and then they'll
Yeah,
use that artist like style as their like new style going forward.
yeah,
Well, they have a new artist, and so when they did a re-release of Memories of Celceta, not Memories of Celceta of Otham Felghana, but they redid all the art. They have the old art in there still, but they also have like the new artist's art in there as like all the key art. And I think they also
really?
added one of the soundtracks of uh of one of the old East 3 games, or I don't know which, and I want to say they added the Japanese voice acting, like both Japanese and English voice acting is in it because I don't think the console versions had that. They
Yeah.
had whatever one that was the game that they had.
Is this
So
is this it right here?
yeah, I believe so.
I can't believe they re-released that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, Ultim
we go
Felghana
for
is like
it.
one of the most popular East games because it's super good. it's
Yeah,
probably one of the best East games. It's
yeah. I need
it's super good.
I need to get back on Origins.
Yeah, that's
It was on my top five games that I need to finish.
yeah. But yeah, East 10 was just it was disappointing because the story was really bland to me. The
Yeah.
villain was I don't like stories where the villain is like not a villain or really just whatever the fuck, not compelling. They're just blah. I feel like that ruins an entire story. Uh so it's not the story, it's not like written bad in a sense of like nothing makes sense or nothing like that. It's just really like if you took like a Dragon Ball level threat and gave it to Goku and Dragon Ball Z. That's what it feels like. It's
Mm.
like, oh no, like Goku from Dragon Ball Z, he has to fight fucking he has to really worry about I'm trying to think of a fucking villain. He has to worry about Yamcha and he has a sword. It's like, okay. Like Adol has
fuck like that guy right there that he was just fighting, Chester.
Yeah.
Chester is stronger than the fucking villain in He's 10. Like
Dang.
like these demons and shit he's fucking fighting. That guy, that person, that demon. Like all these
Dang.
people are stronger than the villain, the main villain in He's 10. Like these, that's what I'm saying. It's like these threats
Oh,
are so much more threatening. And so it's just kind of like now for the other character, for her, yeah, this is a big threat for her in their little like area. So it's not like he's not a threat. It's just that he's not a believable threat to at all to me.
yeah.
And it's like they know that. It's like when they're writing it, they're not trying to sell you that Adol is threatened. Like Adol is not threatened. Adol's like, yeah,
Oh,
we can take this guy down. And everyone's like, what do you mean? He's like a big baddie. He's like, yeah, it's okay. We'll get him. It's just like, and Dogi's like, yeah, we'll get him. And I'm like, okay, that's great and all, but that's not exciting to me.
bro.
It's just,
So well, let me ask you this. So the story is not too good, is what you're saying.
it's not exciting.
Okay. So now how is the gameplay? Is the gameplay at least fun?
The gameplay is like deceptively like it seems like it's like deep, but it's not. So at first, the gameplay feels kind of fun because you're like, oh, it's a new system, and you really got to pay
Ooh, that
attention
all
to
being
all this shit.
cold, boy.
Yeah, you see how Adol's doing all the work?
Yeah.
That's
That
how
boy
it
is so
is.
cold.
That's how it is in the story. He's just fucking everybody up. It's like that's what I'm saying. You saw that other person's with him, right? What the fuck is she doing? Because she's like,
Yeah.
fuck. I mean, it's not even like she sucks. She doesn't suck. It's just that she's not at all, dude. It's like Adol's the dude. So it's
Bro.
like, all right, but yeah, like the combat is fun. So this is kind of how it went for me. It was like, oh shit, this combat ain't fucking around. Because the East games had kind of been getting easier. So I was like, oh shit, this combat ain't fucking around. They trying to kill you. I was like, okay, I gotta learn this shit. But then once you learn it, you realize it's actually easier than the older game. Like, well, not older games, but it's easier than the like last couple games because like this game throws a lot of mechanics at you all at the same time. So that's why you think it's hard. But once you take the time to actually just like one by one, like, okay, I know how to do this mechanic. I know how to do this mechanic. I know how to do this. Then you realize like everything is telegraphed. Every move that the enemies do is telegraphed. They shine blue. And so you're like, okay, well, you will never hit me with this ever. Like you'll never. There's only one super boss. There are two bosses in the game where it's actually like a challenge, and there's the super boss and then the last boss. Because the last boss is combo with another boss, and they don't give a like they're doing telegraph stuff, but it's like layered on top of a bunch of other stuff. They're not like we don't care if you get hit with one thing and another, get crossed up. We don't give a fuck. You better find a way around. And I'm like, that's what I'm used to when it comes to these games. I'm used to that bosses being like, I don't care, die. It's like, but all these bosses, they're like, all right, I'm doing the thing. Are you ready? I did it. And then it's like, all right, well, like you're just dead, dude. I'm just gonna kill. And if I gotta play on like the hardest difficulty where like, oh well, you get hit once and you die, I'm not doing that. Like, I, I, that's dumb. I don't think that's good. Like, so it's not like it's bad. It's just that like it becomes really like simplified.
Predictable.
Yeah, predictable and not that engaging once you really learn how the systems go. And then like that there's other systems in the game that they don't take advantage of. Like there's other mechanics that like Adol and Karja, the girl, they have, but they don't use them in bosses. But you can use them. You can use them, right? But they don't force you to use them. That's what I'm trying
Mhm.
to say. Like if you use them, it will only make it easier. But if you don't use them, it's like whatever. And I'm like, you need to have bosses that make it to where if you don't use this shit, you're gonna get your ass beat. Like because
what's the point of having the fucking mechanic then? You gotta like force them to fucking use it, and that would have been cool, but
I see.
yeah. And then like the NPCs, that is one thing I liked about this game. The NPCs have so much dialogue in this game, and they change their dialogue so much just based on what happened. That's kind of normal
Okay,
for a lot of
yeah,
indie games.
that's pretty cool that they
Yeah.
didn't get rid of that.
Yeah, so like that's cool. And they have like an actual indicator that shows you how much dialogue they have. So like when you walk up to them and you talk to them, if their icon is still blue, that means they still have more shit to say. And then characters that are like NPCs, but they're not like important NPCs, let's say, when you walk next to them, they just start talking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like you don't have to initiate conversation with them. They just start talking, and then you can walk away from them at any time. So it's kind of cool. Like you can just like while you're running around and stuff, you can just like, okay, let me just like hear what this guy has to say without having to like click on his name and get into like a locked in thing, you know.
Yeah,
So that's cool. I do like that. Also like the like Adol goes to a new area every game, right? I feel
yeah,
like this area also was really bland too. Like there's really nothing um that interesting about Obelia Gulf, other than like maybe like one part, kinda. There's like one part that's kind of like, okay, I kind of remember that. But in the other East games, there are areas that are unforgettable. You're like, dude, Darm Tower. Like, just that alone. It's like, fuck, dude, that's insane. It's
yeah,
like, there's just areas in every East game where you're just like, I remember that shit. That was crazy. You know?
yeah. Fucking eat the fucking tower.
Yeah, dude.
That damn
Arm
tower,
Tower
man.
ain't fucking around, dude. Like, so it's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or, and I feel like this game, like, it missed that a lot. A lot of the areas look the same. It's a lot of water. The
Yeah,
islands look the same. Like the areas that are supposed to be this big, like, oh, this is like the ancient whatever the fuck area. It doesn't look that sick. It doesn't look it
yeah,
doesn't look
yeah,
terrible, but it just doesn't look like whoa. Like this looks really cool. It's just okay, whatever,
yeah. Okay,
like
okay. It just kind of, like I
just
said, man, disappointing, huh?
yeah, man. That's it. Like but it's not like a horrible game. We're like, oh my god, this game fucking sucks. It was so shitty, and I thought it was gonna be so good. Like it's not that. It's just like, man, I thought this game was gonna be at least a 8, and it was kind of like a 6.
Yeah. All right. Well, anybody else got any disappointing games for the year?
None that hasn't already been said.
Chris, I would have expected you to have a lot of them, man. I think you played more games than all of us put
I
together.
do, I
Yeah.
do, but the only one big dad's disappointment. I mean, besides all the like the clear indicators, okay, Dragon Age the Veilguard, didn't play that anyway. Don't give a shit about that. What's the other one? See, I don't even play this shit, but I don't know. Like kind of like
Unknown Nine, Awakening.
is it what?
Unknown 9, the unknown.
What? Who? I don't remember. See, that's the bad thing. But I don't even remember this fucking game. I remember Unknown 9. Was it Dustborn?
So okay, so quick rundown of all the games that failed.
Fire
Just real
Food.
quick. We got Concord, Unknown 9, Dragon. Was it? What'd you say?
Dragon Age Veilguard.
Dragon Age Failguard.
Fail.
The Failguard. What else? Tekken 8.
Suicide Squad versus Justice League.
That
That
died.
last year?
No, it wasn't, but I think it died last year.
Oh, the game just died. Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about like just games that are like we have the opposite of the what do you call that? You know how like I was just talking about how there's like the blockbuster, you must get this game. Now we have the inverse of that, the you must not get this game. Like
Yeah,
they
and
were
it's,
all talking about, like, man, don't
so
get this shit. This is the game you don't get. You know,
so last year was the complete failure of AAA games. Like I feel like most of the AAA games that came out, or there was a trailer for it, was all
As,
disappointing.
as your Phoenix 86.
Let's see.
The comments.
What's up, man? And Melvin decided to join the stream, boy.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Welcome to the Herbcast.
Yeah, the herd. Is that what it's called? I don't know what it's called.
You the host.
It's just, hey, we just get on and start
it's
talking.
called Unknown Nine.
Oh my God.
That's a good one.
God,
The
dude.
unknown
Who's
guy.
at the Gatecast?
Why they always have to have these like really like pretentious gay ass names? Why can't they just be cool? Like it's so
It is
annoying.
cool. It's Unknown Awakening.
It's like the
All right.
Unknown Nine Awakening. They're like,
I don't know. I mean,
oh
yeah, you got
I
you
went
got-
to
you got
college
that fucking,
and I have a
Star
degree. Shut up. God.
Can't you tell how deep I am?
Why gaming fucking sucks? It's like by a bunch of like like college educated fucking women. It's like that's not fun at all. That's literally the least. That's like the farthest thing away from fun. Fun is like not that. You know, fun is a guy with with his shirt off with a crowbar hitting another guy in the head, and it says "Urgh." You know, like that's what I want to do. I want to hit a guy in the head with a crowbar.
It's like it's like try hard to be cool. Like, oh wow, look at these ghost kids. She's gonna turn around and be jump out like 5 mean men.
Don't y'all talk about my baby Unknown Nine, which
you
I
ain't
don't
play this
know.
damn game. Quit playing.
So,
You know damn well you didn't play this fucking game. I know you
It's
did.
like, I got
talk about my baby who I do not know.
Get
Oh,
stabbed,
no.
lady. Oh,
Yeah, lady's like 120 pounds and has like
It would be funny if she pulled them in right, and then like she had her arm out like that, and then she just spun around. like he ran into the arm, but she spun around. Whoa!
you know, like when I saw this, you know what it reminded me of? I don't know if y'all played this game. It was back in the day. It's called Psyops.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
actually, it was
Yeah.
funny. I had that game. I think it was on PS2, right?
Yeah.
I bought that-
PS2 and, Xbox,
yeah.
I think.
I bought that
And-
game because I knew that game was gonna be rare someday, and it was innovative too.
Yeah, because when I'm looking at it, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, dude, why the Psyops looks like the cooler version of this that came out like 20 years ago?
Mhm.
Because like the idea of controlling other characters to do stuff seems really interesting. I bet you the game doesn't even like allow you to have that type of fun, even though it's the same premise. I'm assuming. I haven't seen any gameplay of
But
this.
look at the trailer, dude. I'm so hyped. Whoa! Brave and stunned. I didn't think something was gonna catch her. What?
yeah, man.
She's
Come on, man. Oh.
Damn.
Oh man, she is like the ultimate Mary Sue.
The
Oh my
best.
god.
Okay, that's
What?
sexist, dude. Don't say that. That is sexist. You
Oh
can't say
man, look at that great trailer. Don't y'all make fun of that game. This game is awesome.
This game is
Yeah, it's so awesome that it didn't sell some shit. So awesome it barely sold anything.
that. Hey, you remember? You know what? Like, there's a point I want to bring up. You know, like I don't know if y'all watched the Game Awards or not.
I did. I did.
Look, that's fine if you didn't. You know, makes sense. But there's this segment they did where they were like laid off game devs.
Oh yeah,
That was my favorite
No.
fucking
No,
part.
they didn't.
I was
No,
like,
they did. They
I
didn't
need
do
to
that.
see the motherfuckers.
No.
You're gonna show me the people who are crying, making all this shit that told me to. If you don't like it, don't buy it. All right, and now look at them.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that. No, they didn't, Tevin. They didn't say that,
No,
did it?
Tevin right. Tevin 100%
No, they
right. I
didn't.
was
Oh,
sitting
my
there
God.
laughing, boy. I would laugh my ass off.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. They were like, oh yeah, we love games. Had the Mario hat on. I was like, why don't you have a hat on of the shit that you were actually fucking making?
I know.
No
Like,
one would
please
give
say
a
what
fuck
you actually
about it.
made, sir. Don't
You gotta have
come on stage. Come on.
memorabilia on a shit that people actually like fucking Zelda and Mario. You basic bitch. It's like you don't got no shit. But you know what he had in the background on his real shit, the shit he actually owned. Like the things that were his, not just shit that he wore. So like the shit that's going, he ain't changing because this is fucking house. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the background on his computer, it said Amazon Games and Lost Ark. And I'm like,
gamer.
I'm like, what? Where's the law? Why you ain't wearing no Lost Ark merch? Where the Lost Ark merch at? Why you ain't got that big ass Amazon Games hoodie on? Right, because people would immediately be like, I don't give a fuck what this guy's saying. As soon as he saw you repping that shit.
How do you do, fellow gamer? Gamers.
I'm over here clapping. I'm like, good job, gamers. Thank you. This is for the gamers.
Oh my God. So multiverses.
Yeah.
This game looks like dog shit.
What is going on with this game? I feel like this game came out in the beta and they gave it Game of the Year and then they killed the shit and then they brought it back and they tried to make it Game of the Year last year.
Well, I mean, it's a live service game that people fucking spent money on. They stupid anyway.
Oh,
like if you're gonna invest your time into like this game, and you're like, damn, they just took it away from me. It's like, well, you can't be mad. You knew what the fuck you were getting into. Come on, man. Like, and for a fighting game, to me, it's kind of like I would never do that. But Americans are stupid and they only feel things once they feel the pain. That's how they learn. They can't learn from other people's pain or potential pain. They can't learn from that. Like, nah, they only learn from immediate pain, and then not even then they'll blame somebody else for it.
Yeah.
Only repeated pain teaches them shit, and so that's why the industries are the way they are, because they take advantage of that. They're like, oh, if they just weren't greedy, well, if you weren't stupid and gave them money all the fucking time, then maybe they would fucking change. But they're not going to.
It's like every time I see this game, it just reeks of corporatism. Like this looks by the numbers, made in a fucking suit infested lobby. Where like, what could we do to sell this video game? I know, let's just throw every IP we can think of. People love Warner Brothers, right? What was that new Space Jam movie? Let's just make a game out of it.
Let's put LeBron James in it. People love LeBron James.
Yeah, Rick and Morty, and
they got Rick from Rick and
all
Morty.
the DC heroes.
Look, normies like this shit though. They're like, oh my god, it's fucking Rick. That's Rick, right? That's Rick. It's Rick.
And look, Joker.
It's Joker. And that's Wonder Woman. And that's...
I wonder who that woman is.
Yeah, like, oh my god, they put an Agent Jason.
Holy shit!
Mr. Smith, oh my god.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
This ain't for me. But it's for somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so, I mean, hey, you can't hate multiverses like that much because, like, hey, at least they give their tournament players prize money.
I don't give a fuck about that.
I don't
care about that. That doesn't concern me. Oh, great! They give like 0.2% of the player base a lot of money. Great. Oh, that's awesome.
I just had to make fun of it.
So the last thing I heard about this game was the Iron Giant was like the best thing in the game, and they had to take him off the game because he was just too much.
It was a great movie. It's one of my favorite movies from my childhood.
I knew you were gonna say it, damn it, boy.
Yeah. Man, when they gonna put in wait, what's that movie? The Prince of Egypt. When they putting in Ramses, dude.
Dude, get the
King
fuck out.
Ramses, dude. With Moses.
Look, man, I want Godzilla '98. What that Warner Brothers too? '98 Godzilla with fucking. That's a lot of fish. I want that. I want Matthew Broderick in this game, man. Like, give me Matthew Broderick so I can man.
All right. So this is going to be the last topic, and it's pretty much the most anticipated fighting games of 2025. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up some games, and I just want to hear you guys' opinion on it. So give me 1 second. But the first game, Hunter x Hunter. Now, have you guys seen the trailer for this?
That's that really ugly looking game, isn't it? People say it plays cool like Marvel, but it looks like dog shit.
They said, "Is
At least that's what I think." Because I remember looking at it, I was like, yeah. And I look at the comments, everybody was like, yeah. It's like, it maybe it's fun, I guess. Okay, it's not that one. The one I'm talking about was like 2D. This looks like another anime fucking arena fighter.
No, it's 2D.
That's 2D.
It's 2D.
It's probably what you're talking about.
Oh, damn. Did they improve it by like everything?
It still look kind of janky. This is like I think the Evo gameplay.
Well, it looks a lot better. I remember it looking like way worse. Must have been an early build or something.
Still look kind of janky, to be honest, to me. But so with this game, I've always wanted a Hunter x Hunter game. Like, no lie. Kind of like how I always wanted a One Piece like fighting game.
One Piece.
So them doing this, it looks whack. I'm not gonna lie, it looks whack, but I want to play with Hunter x Hunter characters so bad that I'll probably end up getting it. And it's made by the team or pieces of the team. I don't know if it's the pieces of the team or if it's the exact team that worked on Marvel 3. So, it kind of it plays like Marvel 3.
Yeah.
But not as cool looking as Marvel 3.
Yeah. I don't know enough about Hunter x Hunter. Like, my friend tell me he thinks I would like it if I watch it. But yeah, I don't really have a fair opinion to give. It looks decent, but I don't know anything about the IP, so I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Hunter x Hunter either, and I don't like Marvel games in general, so it wouldn't appeal to me anyway.
So, what about you, Chris?
Me, it looked interesting. I mean, I'll probably watch it, but me, I'm not really down with the 3-on-3. But I hope like I said, hopefully it turns out. It looks like he'd be the next with the DBZ fighters.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I can't remember what company is publishing this game. It might be Bandai. Not too sure, but
Kuroki Samurai, what's up, man?
Kuroki in there?
Yep.
What's up, man? It's good to have you in here. And let's see. But yeah, Mel, that character is pretty dope, Raven. I was gonna show a trailer on her, but whatever.
Nobody cares about that. I mean, well, Kuroki played it. Don't you play Multiversus Kuroki?
So he was funny. It's funny you say that because I was watching his stream. And he was actually the one that told me about how busted the Iron Giant was. It's funny he come in here right after we started talking about that. Yeah. But yeah, he was playing it, and I was kind of watching him play with. I don't know if he was playing with Jason or somebody, but yeah, he was telling me that. But okay, for each game, I want to say this. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how hype are you for this game? Let's start with Josh.
I don't get hype anymore. Hype is dead. Hype is for normies. But I will say this game is like it looks neat. You know, like a Marvel 3. That part I think is interesting enough on its own. It does look like a competent Marvel 3 type game. You know, if it was in front of me, I'd play it. You know,
Okay.
just to kind of try it out. And
So like a 2 or a 3.
I'd say a 4. It would be fair.
Okay.
Because like I said, I don't have like a negative opinion about it, but I don't, it looks better than what I thought. Like I guess what I originally saw must have been some pre-alpha shit.
Yeah.
Like some 2D shit, but this looks way better.
Yeah.
But I'll say 5. Just
Okay.
nice half. I'll play it.
So Cross, I know you say you don't really care for these type of games. So what would you give it? Like a 1, 0?
I mean, no rating. I don't have any feelings on it.
Okay, 0.
Okay.
What about you, Chris?
Um,
I know you say you don't like these games either. So
I don't, but I mean, it look interesting to me. I'm not even like I don't like play them like that. I mean, I'll probably play it for like 2 weeks and put it down or whatever. I mean, maybe at least a 5.
5.
Get your own rating, man.
No, bro, it's even, bro. Okay, fine. I'll go 1, go 6 then. Fine.
So
Wow, sell out much? I'm just kidding.
I think I will give it probably like a 7 out of 10, just because I've watched the anime and I'm so invested into the series as far as all the characters and the lore and the world, and I've been really waiting on something like this for a while.
But I ain't gonna lie, Herb. If it was One Piece, it'd be a fucking 10, and I will fucking play it even if I didn't like 3-on-3s.
See, the bias.
Kuroki is like a Timu fighter.
Hey, you're right, but I'm playing it. I'm playing it.
Well, if you play a Herb, I'll play it with you, man. I like Marvel 3. I'll play a Marvel 3 reskin anime fighter.
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter and Impact, it do look janky. I will not dispute that at all. So, all right, next game. And I think we all kind of might be hyped for this game here.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
So this game,
Southtown, where legends are made. Here, vengeful wolves fought against fate and won.
this game
But
looks so
fate
dope.
has no finale. Now, 25 years later, are you ready to rock the
We'll take you
city
for a
once
ride.
more? The action kicks off with 22 characters,
Ooh, that
a mix
voiceover.
of 17 familiar faces and new blood, plus 5 DLC fighters and Season Pass 1. Introducing the Rev System, a special offensive toolset you can use from the moment the battle begins. Fight at full throttle and supercharge the excitement.
It's dope.
Gain access to Rev blows and strength buffs when your health gauge
Red blow straight buff.
Classic series mechanics are back
I
in
got
full
all the
force.
mechanics.
And then some.
Ooh, the fake out.
Perform flashy combos at the push of a button with the smart style control scheme.
Ooh.
When you're ready to take
Or
on the
dumb
world,
idiot
jump online,
press button
crossplay,
for
and roll
the
back.
game to play itself.
You can even hone your skills against auto-generated AI clones.
No generated AI clone.
Strive for supremacy in an all-new RPG mode,
So-
EOST. Level up.
Okay. So this game here, I'm hyped for it, but there's a couple of things I don't like. I feel like it's Fatal Fury and it's like they kind of squished in the Street Fighter type mechanics into it, and I don't like that. Um, they kind of got the what is the what's the system in Street Fighter 6 they got? What is it called?
What
The
the
rush
drive?
drive system.
Yeah, it's similar to me. The mechanics in that game are kind of similar, and then you got the where you get the big stun if you punish something. You know,
Kind of rush.
yeah, like there's like a lot of Street Fighter mechanics that have made its way into the game. I don't like that, but at the same time, I still think it's going to be good. But it's only a matter of time. But what you guys think?
I think it looks good. I like pretty much what I'm seeing so far. Um, I don't really understand the rev system, so maybe if I understood it more, then maybe I'd have a more robust opinion. But to be honest, I'm not trying to like, oh man, I can't wait to get hella good at this game. I'm more just playing it because I'm a fan of SNK stuff.
Yeah,
You know, it's like I'm just
I
playing it to have fun. I'm not trying to play it to be the best. you know, so
so yeah. Um, what about you, Chris?
It looks good to me. I'm looking forward to it. I already got on my wish list. Ready to pick it up when it come out.
Okay. I don't know if you spoke, Josh, but what do you think?
It definitely looks good. I guess because like I'm just not as attached to like the King of Fighters or City of the Wolves IP as much as I should. I remember talking to Tevin about this a while ago, and I mean, I don't feel bad, but that's just the way it is. Like, I, I made the worst mistake getting into King of Fighters by liking Maximum Impact over that.
Oh no!
So I'm like, this isn't Maximum Impact. So this is like, it's cool.
Yeah,
And, it looks like it looks like everything that should be there for a strong, game. And I wouldn't mind buying just to support it. But as far as it's just like King of Fighters, it's like, yeah, I play it if it was Maximum Impact. I'd play it more. And
Josh, you're so sorry, man. You're so sorry.
well, it's like I can't help it because like
I know it. I know.
I was
I
talking to them and I
know.
was like, yeah, I feel kind of shitty, but it's like that's how I feel. Like the one
You
that,
like the fake King of Fighters.
but to me, it's the real King of
Yeah,
Fighters.
to you is the real.
But my excuse was like my parents didn't let me play video games. If I played them more, I would respect the actual game because I had Neo Wave, but as I
God,
said, that was not a real King of Fighters. I'm like, well,
Jesus.
so
It's like you just the only one you ever picked was 13.
yeah, but that was after I'm already like neck deep in my expectation
Yeah.
is Maximum Impact.
Yeah.
13 was cool, but my base is like, well, until I see fucking Jabatama, I'm not really, I don't get it. So, but this looks good though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really have an opinion on system mechanics because I thought Fatal Fury was the one where you could jump in the background, but I guess that's a different one.
No, it
You know,
is.
it is, but it was older. That's like old.
So they
Okay.
stopped doing that with Garo, like with Mark of the Wolves. That's when they took that out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like every other Fatal Fury game has lanes.
Yeah. It looks cool. Thank you, Azure Phoenix. I actually like Maximum Impact. It's cool. It's a cool game.
I don't hate Maximum Impact. But I'm not about to call it KOF. It's Maximum Impact.
And for the record, I do have that.
Like,
have
I
it in
think,
a
I think like some like a very few amount of the costumes for characters do look cool. Like there's a Leona one where she like has like a Hydern skin. That shit looks cool. Uh there's a Athena costume in Maximum Impact 2 that looks cool. Mai's Maximum Impact 2 with the short hair, that costume's cool. But it's like a lot of the other characters, man, they just don't even look like the character at all. They look like some other complete alien. It's like, what in the fuck is that?
Yeah,
Like,
I know
who
what you're
is
talking about.
that,
It was
dude?
some wild costumes in that game.
It's because
It
like
was
I
pretty
like
wild.
the characters I liked the most were characters who weren't really a part of the IP. Like what's the name? Suri Mera. I really liked the brothers, but they're not real apparently. I
None
like
of
the
Maximum
guy
characters are
but
real.
she's not
They're
real.
not real. None of them
Well,
are real, dude.
It's like,
so Josh, like in King of Fighters 15, they kind of established that there's like pocket dimensions. So they
yeah, what?
might
Yeah, and you
be
know what?
real.
You know what? They acknowledge the real universe and this new universe. and, and what's his name? Kukri? That guy, I haven't seen him mention anything about fucking Maximum Impact. He's like
So
he's mentioned some other stuff too.
I
But
think he might have some hope. They might bring it.
I've kind of just accepted that, I guess me and Azure Phoenix are just gonna sit in the corner, the maximum impact corner, and it's fine, it's whatever,
What
I'll
they
just
call
play
them
maximum.
the poverty games.
Yeah, because I'm
Oh,
like, what I want is something that is like a minority within a minority of a minority mindset. So I'm never getting that back. And I don't even want it, to be honest, but keep your city of the wolves and can't cough. Whatever.
and look at this blasphemy with Kuroki. I wasn't a huge fan of KOF 15, but this looks really good. Don't you know that most of these animations were ripped from KOF 15? This is you just playing KOF 15 with a new coat of paint.
I will say I agree with you, Kuroki. I hate like that everything nowadays is like the multiverse or shit, like because people can't write and they don't know how to write within continuity. And they just want to do whatever the fuck they want, irrespective of what the characters are there. So they just say it's a multiverse. You know,
Yeah,
I
multiverse
don't
is
I don't like that shit at all. I think it's kind of whack. But
You just
that
kind
shit started, that multiverse stuff with SNK started because of SNK Playmore, like because of Maximum Impact and all that shit they fucking made. Because they ended up doing all this crazy shit, and then the way they had to reset things when they got back control of all their shit was, and then Ash saved the day and erased everything, and now everything is back to how it should be.
Starting
You
time.
know, yeah, because like at the end of the Nest saga, like characters were still alive and had their powers. All that like characters ain't in the game because they're dead. That was fucking well, some of that was SNK, like Shermie, Chris, and fucking Yashiro. But outside of that, it was like nah, like characters were showing up, man. It was just fucking. But when Ash Crimson came in and said, "Hey, I took your powers and put you in the hospital, so you're just not in the game anymore, ever, forever." It's like, oh, okay, well,
I
cool.
mean,
So well, go ahead, Josh.
well, I just like, I guess like I just think it wouldn't hurt to bring some of the characters back. They don't even have to be like attached to the story. I'd like to see Mignon, Burt. I'd like to see Nagase. I'd like to see these characters at least just come back, like especially since half of the cast were from the original games anyway, like Richard Meyer.
I
But
I feel like you can bring those characters back, and they have brought back some of, Playmore's like characters, like Angel. Like for a while they weren't. They were like, we ain't fucking touching those characters. Like they're not ours. But with 15 they brought back Cronin, and that was a Playmore character. That was a 2001 character.
mm,
So they brought back Cronin because like during the time they made their version of Cronin nameless. They were like, nah, fuck Cronin. We got
right,
ours. His name's Nameless,
right.
but they recently they're like, all right, we're not gonna fuck with Nameless. We're just gonna bring Cronin back because he's connected to Angel and we like Angel. So fine. Like we'll bring him back. And so like they could bring back Maximum Impact characters, but they would probably like, they would have to like try to fit them into what KOF is. and how well they fit. Who knows? I don't know.
So I like that multi-universe shit. I like it.
I hate
I
it.
want
I can't
I
stand this shit.
because I want to see. I like seeing alternate versions of other characters, different designs, different takes. Um,
I'd like
I
it if
like
they
I
actually
like
included my favorite character.
see, and that's another thing too. Like, okay, we can get these people out. Just like you said, it's a cop out for writing. I'm not gonna disagree with you there, but I be wanting that cop out so I can see characters that I want to see. Like honestly, I feel like if they didn't cop out with the story with 15, we wouldn't have got Chris, Shermie, Yashiro. And Yashiro is like one of my favorite KOF characters of all time. So, they corrected the timeline or did whatever the fuck they did. Whatever. Just bring my characters back. I'm happy.
I feel like, okay, so in the case of KOF, I'll agree with you, but that's because literally a secondary party came in and fucked everything up. So this is their way of trying to correct things. But I don't think that's what they're talking about. They're talking about when multiverse shit is the main shit. Multiverse shit is fine when it's alternate, when it is like, oh, there's a mainline thing over here. But then, hey, someone told some alternate story where Nightwing was a dictator. It's like,
Yeah.
that's
It's,
cool. I
Yeah,
don't mind that.
yes, that's right. I don't mind that. Also, as you finish, yeah, I agree. It did fuck up bad, and that a 3 pretty damn bad. Look, like that multiverse shit. It's like because the problem I have with multiverses is this: once you start doing multiverse shit, it has no stakes.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly. All the stakes are gone. Nothing matters. It's all about just immediate wish fulfillment. And you can't set up any type of story that means any fucking thing because it can just be nothing matters. You can,
Undone. Or it didn't actually happen. It didn't happen to the people that mattered.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh man, Batman died. Which one?
Not
It's
the
like
good.
it
The
doesn't
one
matter
that was
anymore.
boring or
yeah.
something.
It's like the
We
Batman
saw
that you
the
give a
kill the
fuck about.
Suicide Squad Batman. That's who
Oh,
Yeah,
died.
it's like you don't give a fuck. They're like, oh, okay, whatever. Who cares? Next, like there's a reason why people
Yeah.
got so butthurt about Batman being disrespected and killed the Justice League or whatever the fuck. It was because that was Arkham Batman and people loved that Batman. You know, but if they had but if it oh well actually it's revealed that he didn't actually kill Arkham Batman. That was just some Batman from like Injustice or something. Like people were like, oh. Okay, so then they would start to entertain hope. They would say, "Oh, well, I guess there's an idea that like they can make a new Arkham game with real Arkham Batman and blah blah blah." That's why that shit matters. But when you just have multiverse shit, it's like you're selling out the future for the present.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I won't disagree. Like everybody
And
has good points.
and all these like untalented fucks get to like look like they're doing something like entertain, like they have skill and talent when all they're doing is bringing in like candy. And it's like, okay, but then what? And now they're like in control of these fucking franchises and they're terrible writers. And you don't find out the result of terrible writing until after it's written. It's not like drawing or whatever. You immediately see this sucks. It's like no, like stories have to be digested before you can realize that they're trash. You're like, oh wow, I went through that and that was shitty. Oh well, they're already a fucking writer, a part of this fucking franchise. Have fun.
Yep. GG. Get ready for 3 more iterations.
All right. So the next game, I don't know if everybody's excited for, but let's see here. So Capcom Fighting Collection.
Wow, all the games I already have on the emulator. Sweet.
I mean, I got collection 1. I guess I get collection 2. We got Capcom versus K2 on there. Let's have a physical copy of the damn thing.
Imagine being excited for games I played 20 years ago.
Like I said, I ain't
I
see
mean,
the hype,
shit,
man.
I'd be excited if they were to re-release 3D fighting games. You know, if 3D fighting games did this shit, I'd be actually excited. But I don't give a fuck about any of this because I can just go play it already. So to me, this is not hype, but I can understand how I can be hyped to like some Zoomer, like
It's like, wow,
or
you can
like a boomer that doesn't like know how to emulate or know anything about Fightcade, I guess.
yeah.
Like, because Fightcade literally downloads the game for you and does everything for you,
True.
and like you can challenge people right there. I mean, I just don't see the point.
I'm just getting the physical copy for preservation's sake, but
Well, that's true. Okay, actually, that's a point. That's a good.
the only reason why I'm getting this.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, yeah.
So I don't want to say hype, but because like you said, you can play most of these games on like Fightcade, but I feel like this is a really good fucking collection. A really, really good collection. Capcom versus SK1, SNK2, Power Stone.
Sword.
And I've been actually wanting to play Power Stone too.
Don't play with Joshy cheap.
I ain't cheap. Y'all just suck.
Cheap. Don't listen to these lies.
Nah,
And,
my little brother beat my ass in this game, man. I used to be the shit, but he did some Daigo shit, so he cold now. So if you can't beat me, you ain't touching him.
So I am definitely hyped to play SNK Capcom versus SK2. Since it'll be re-released, you'll have a wider variety of people to play. It'll be a little bit more convenient to play for everybody. So I'm hyped for it.
Man, I'll play Capcom versus SK2 with you. You know me, I love that damn game.
Yeah, so I know I'm gonna be playing Kyo, probably Kyo, Ryu, Terry, Vega, Yamazaki. And I kind of want to go on Fightcade now to kind of start back relearning the game instead of when it comes out. So when it does come out, I'll be ready to kind of take on people. Because I know it's going to be hype once it comes back out or once it gets re-released on console. But so out of 1 to 10, I forgot to say that for City of the Wolves, but on a scale of 1 to 10,
I give it a maximum impact too.
Yeah,
damn you!
Joke, damn it! I knew it was coming.
I wish we had like some socks with soap. That we could just
No, you need to clip.
Josh over the head with.
Boo this man!
Boo this man! Boo! Boo! Oh,
Get your ass off stage.
I said what I said.
out of 1 to 10, how hype are you for Fatal Fury: City of the Wolves?
Now you're not asking me. I already said.
What about you, Cross?
I'm not like super duper hype. I'm not like, oh my god. Like people have to remind me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It's coming out. That's cool. I will get that when it comes out. So 5, I guess.
Okay. What about you, Chris?
I'm about a 7.
7? Okay.
That's an IGN 5. So
Damn, let me go give it
So I like playing like King of Fighters. That's my favorite SNK fighting game series. I would rather play that than Fatal Fury Call of the Wolves, or City of the Wolves. But I will give this hype factor. I want to say 6 or 7.
So
6 or 7 because like I said, I would rather play KOF. You know. But Capcom Collection 2. How hype are you guys from a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm not going to be
0.
hyped for something I already have. So
Yeah, 0. Yeah, 0.
I'll be honest, like about a 3 because I'm gonna get it because like I said, physical collection sake. Other than that, cool.
I'm gonna say an 8 for me. I'm hyped.
Yeah.
All right. So the next game, let's see. Feel like I don't know if anybody's hyped for this game, but Virtua Fighter Revo
Revo.
comes out this month. Virtua
Um,
Fighter 5 Revo.
I'm probably the one that's the most hype. Me, but like I'm already playing it, so
No, you're playing the space game. You're not
yeah, that's
whatever the
true.
space. What is the space game called?
Yeah, Space War, dude.
Space War. That's
Yeah,
what
I'm
you're
playing.
playing.
Yeah, I'm playing Space War. So it's yeah,
Space War Revo.
mhm, yeah, dude, it's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with me. I'm like, this game is like almost as old as me. I'm not excited for 5 again. Whoa, my God. I barely played it 15 years ago. I can't wait to not play it now. Like, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's cool that it's here. And, it's cool that, Tevin, I like hearing Tevin talk about it. That's what I'm most excited for. I like hearing Tevin talk about this game. So
Yeah.
I want to
that's
play
what
Jackie.
I'm excited about.
I will say that is a good feeling when one of your friends is hyped for a certain game. And
Yeah. Because hearing him talk about it in the ways that are interesting, it probably won't be enough for me to like play it because tried it before, got the emulator, and like I played it for like a day. And it's like I'm clearly a dead or alive fag. So this is a little too technical for me, but my game is dead, so I'll just watch this one.
okay.
7.
What about you, Chris?
I'm looking forward to it. I want to play Jackie and go around and say, yeah, for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or go play L Blaze. Like,
Oh, I've been tripping off of Masha. He was like, "Oh, you ready for that dry install?" It was like, "What are you talking about? Are you for real? Is that a thing?" Shit,
I mean, you gotta be fucking. You never know nowadays, shit, dude. And he probably has some fucking dumbass inside knowledge that I don't know about. I'd have to account for that. Like, yeah, I'm friends with Big Ruff or some shit. Who knows? Like,
my friend Jeffrey has all the info.
yeah, like fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're talking to Lil Margin here, dude. You never know.
It's
So-
interesting to see. I'm worried about the next game though. I will say that.
I'm not worried at all because it doesn't matter.
Well,
Like
that.
I got the game that I want, so everything's good. I'm like, well, this game's good.
Well,
So
that's true. But I guess when I say worried, I mean I'm more curious as to how bad it's gonna be. Because I wonder how many fucking meter bars, what stupid modern gimmick they're gonna shove in there because they have to. Because the people making this game are all millennial fags. So I don't know.
I feel like they don't know what they want to fucking make. They say one thing and then they immediately contradict themselves. So they say, "Oh, well, we want the game to be traditional, have no meter, and blah blah blah." But then they're like, "We need to find ways to modernize the game." It's like, okay,
Yeah.
like, come on. We think the game is not hard. The control scheme is actually really simple, and there's nothing that we need to really change. So we're thinking about revamping the control system. It's like, what? Am I going fucking insane here?
Doom.
Like,
It's Doom.
and they're like, oh, and then people like every time I point this type of shit out, oh, well, maybe they just mean it's like, why? Like, why does it always have to be like someone has to play like fucking Defense Force? Why?
It
Why do
depends,
you have
boys.
to make things up of what they may mean when you could just read what they said and infer? And then if you're wrong, you're wrong. But you're just making shit up out of thin air.
For them.
Yeah, it's like they didn't even say that.
But it's my favorite company and my favorite game. I have
It's
to be
like
optimistic.
I just tired of fucking like I just like if we can talk about it, but like I'm like okay, why do you think that? What makes you think that that's what did you see? You know, essentially, what convinced you of that?
Yeah,
And it's
so
nothing. I don't know. I just don't want to believe this thing. It's like, well, all right, whatever, man. We all don't know what the fuck we're talking about until we see something that's real. But we ain't seen really shit other than that. That 3 seconds of gameplay is the only real VF6 we've seen. It looks good. I'm gonna be honest with you. That looks like VF. If that's what it is, then I'm hype. That looks cool. But I need
yeah.
to see something that isn't 460p recorded over someone's fucking shoulder at Sega headquarters. Like I want to see actual gameplay. I don't give a fuck about CGI or oh look how good the graphics look.
Yeah, another
Man, I'm
bird.
so
Yeah,
Another
let's see
sick
some
of
survived.
gameplay.
that.
Motherfucker.
I
Gameplay
don't give
is
a
always gonna
fuck
be king.
about that, dude. Like, I mean, yeah, like the game needs to look like artistically nice. I care about that, but like, I want to see some motherfucking gameplay because I
Yeah.
just want to know what type of game it is.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't have anything to show. We don't have any faith that we're doing the right thing. So let's just do this little bird, just like in Tekken. Tekken did the bird. No one
Well,
complained about that.
well, at least, well, I'll give them credit. Like, they did show some gameplay immediately. Like the first time they brought something out, it was fucking some gameplay. Like it was all that like they showed a trailer, but then at that little 3 seconds, it's more than Tekken and any of these other fucking developers did. You know, you remember what they did with Tekken? It was Kazuya smiling at you. That's what they did.
Yeah. And the
Look, he's
glowing
smiling
eye.
at you.
Oh my
It's like
God, Tekken 8 guys, it's real.
it's Tekken 8. It's like, bro, like what? Like, why are y'all hype about that? That's nothing. And then like we didn't get to see gameplay for such a long time. At least VF showed me something, and I was like, yeah, that is VF. That's what that looks like, you know. Now for that other shit that they showed off, that was just fucking like literal nothing. It was like if you had like it was nothing. It was a balloon. It's like it was nothing, and everyone's getting hype about it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the only people
I
getting
think
hype about it are people that don't play fucking Virtual Fighter because there's nothing there to be seen. There's nothing there to be hype about. Everything in it is nothing.
I I disagree that it's nothing.
Okay, what's there?
I think we get a good kind of in-depth look at what the character models could
In
possibly
in-depth look of
at,
what?
at what the character models can look like and the environments that the characters are going to be in.
But
So
that's not
we,
in depth. We already seen this. We seen this
well,
fucking stage.
no, like you said, we saw like a phone camera over somebody's shoulders looking at the TV screen.
Yes,
But
but that's
now,
not
but
in
now
depth.
we get a closer look of like what the character models look like.
First
And
of all,
Conceptually, what they look like.
first of all,
yeah,
first of all, this is not what they're going to look like because it's literally not actual gameplay. And this is not Akira. Even though it
I,
says Akira, right? This says Akira, but these two motherfuckers that are fighting are not Akira
I
because
said it. I said it's that we can see what the character models can look like.
like understand that. But what I'm
I'm
saying is that those character models do not represent what's actually going to be in the game. That's my point.
no, I'm talking about the look. I'm not talking about like the gameplay per se. I'm just talking
Well,
about the overall
I
look
am too.
of,
I am
of
too. That's why I said those character models do not represent what's going to be actually be in the game. That's all.
I I disagree because this is the system that they're using.
This
This
is
is the
not a system at all. This is
this
not
is
a
the
system.
this is the engine or what demo or whatever you want to say
This
that
is
they're going
just
to be using.
literally like a tech demo. But this is not a system. That's not the game. That's my point. That's not the game at all. That's literally a movie. That's
We just
like a tech demo. You remember
well
like Josh when like Unreal
so
Engine. You remember Agnes philosophy? This might as well be that.
we
Yeah.
just said that the little over the camera shoulder thing looks exactly like this, right?
No, it don't. I didn't
Yeah,
say that at all.
the over the camera video looks like the
I said
Virtua
that was
Fighter. This
that's actually gameplay. Like that's
It's like the
gameplay.
the environment in that little over the shoulder camera looks exactly the environment looks exactly like this to me. To
Okay.
me.
I mean, yeah,
And-
okay, like okay, the
but now and
environment,
this
yeah,
shows what the environment and what the characters can potentially be.
potentially, but that's it. So what? That's potentially.
Or
That's
if
nothing.
or if what they are gonna be.
They're not going to be that.
We don't know that.
Exactly.
But this is what we have to go off of what they showing us.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But
And
it's
it
not.
looks like and it looks exactly like the clip, you know,
Whatever.
for me.
It's like it's just nothing. It's like okay, cool. It's like it's a stage that yeah, that's probably the most thing that you got out of this. It's like, oh, a
Yeah,
stage I already saw in real gameplay. Okay, cool.
yeah.
But that doesn't like so what? This is not actual gameplay. So the stage, when I care about a stage, when we're talking about like why I would give a fuck about the stage, it's not just how it looks. I already saw that right in the other trailer. So I'm not that doesn't matter to me here. So now
Oh,
the only thing I care about when it comes to the stage is mechanically how is that going to work in the next game. But this is not gameplay, so I'm not seeing that. So it does
I,
not matter.
I see, yeah, I get that. But for me, like like I said, I think this is a good idea of what the game is going to look like.
I don't think it's an idea at all of what the game is going to look. I mean, but like maybe like visually of just the stage, of just this stage, but I already saw that.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
what?
Just so you can, you can see the lighting better. You can see the detail in the characters better. You can see the environment better.
Maybe
J-
potentially,
yeah,
Potentially.
just me, just looking
legally.
at it, I think it's going to look like this
I don't think it's going to
because
look
that's
like
what the because this is a stylized version of like what they showed before.
I
It looks the
I
same to me, except for the choreographed fight that they're doing.
I think that the gameplay that we saw, that's what it's going to look like. I don't think it's going to look like this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
where it was actually Akira fighting Sarah, not two
Yeah, like
nameless,
that
faceless guys.
I actually think this looks worse than that. Like, look at his hair. Like, look at the way that the
I
seam of his
disagree.
pants. Look at it. Like when you go back and look at like not the 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 one with erratic blows, but like if you look at the karate, like look at like the top of his pants. They don't look good. Like I don't think it looks good at all. This looks like pre conceptual like stuff that they made in house just because, and then they said,
Mhm.
okay, well, let's just put it out there because we need some content to get people hype about shit. And it's like, okay, they clearly did a good job at that, but it's like it's nothing. It's nothing. It's like, okay, so what?
Yeah.
Like there's
So,
nothing here for me to talk about. There's no like, oh man, like the no nothing gameplay related to talk about at all. I don't even know what they're attempting to do gameplay wise. Like, so it's
mhm.
like all I see is look at the stage. It's like, look at there's rocks and look how detailed it is. So what? I expect that. They already shown me that that's what they're going to do with the prior trailer. Oh, so that's not new. And now what? Well, what about this? Like, look at this. Look at these costumes. They're going to be in the game. How do you know that this is not actual gameplay? This is not real. You don't know that this is what's going to be there. It could be, or it could not be. So it doesn't matter.
like
Yeah, this
what?
footage is older. It is older. This is not newer
Mhm.
than the footage that they showed. This is older. It's confirmed because there was a leak before the trailer that we got with the VF6 that had a screenshot of this, and it actually had meters underneath the life bars. But
Yeah, I
they
remember hearing
took
about
that,
that.
Yeah, they took that out. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, this does not matter. This literally doesn't matter.
Mhm.
This is gone already. This is not representative of fucking anything.
I disagree. I think, like I said, I think this is the system or the way the characters are gonna look. Actually, like I said, this is like a close up, detailed view of what was in the first trailer for me.
You remember that Watch Dogs trailer back in the day, Josh?
Yes, I do.
That had more gameplay than this, and that was fake.
Yeah. Well, this isn't meant to show off any gameplay. It's just meant to show off how it's gonna look.
But still,
So
like
that's the
that
thing.
Watch
That's
Dogs,
like,
I brought that
yeah,
Watch Dogs
yeah,
trailer up because it also was supposed to do the same thing. It
It
was
did.
like,
Ooh, that's a
look at
big
how
open world.
impressive this game looks. And that's my point. I'm saying, like,
yeah,
that game was trying to show you, like, look at how impressive this game looks in engine. And then when the game actually came out, it looked nothing like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
But
that's
that
crazy.
actually still had some real shit in it. It has something real in it.
yeah,
So at least you could talk about something in it. But there's
yeah.
nothing here to talk about.
I disagree with that. I think you're saying that because you don't care to see the visuals of the game.
Because I already saw them.
Well, how?
Because I saw the first trailer.
The first trailer doesn't go in close on the character models like this one does.
Well, that
It
that
doesn't even show you like
hold
that
on.
camera
No, I'm
phone
not talking. I'm
video.
not even talking about just that. Like
Yeah,
that trailer part where they're on the eyeball and all that shit. That's in engine. So I already saw how it looked. I already saw it. That's in engine, dude. So it's like I don't care about that.
yeah. Well,
So
see,
it doesn't have to be the over
yeah,
the phone like shit. That's the gameplay. Like, but it's like I already saw how it like like okay, great. Like, yeah, do I want to see more of that? That's cool. But this is literally older footage than the shit that we got shown first. So why would I want to see older technical footage of something that I already saw that was newer? You see why that doesn't matter
how
to me?
how old is it?
I don't know how old it is, but it's older. It doesn't matter. It's
Well, see
older.
how old it is between that particular cut of gameplay and this one.
I don't. It's irrelevant.
What I'm
Yeah, the
saying
fact
is you can see the character models better, and some people care about that.
I
Like
mean,
I
but
get, yeah, I get that you don't care about that. You want to see gameplay and other things, but I like to see the character models up close. So
no, I'm not saying that I don't care
for
about
me,
seeing character
that's
models.
that's something for me.
Uh,
You know, it's like
okay,
I would. That's why I say it's not nothing for me. But
okay, but I feel like I'm being like my argument is not being completely understood. I'm not saying I don't care about seeing anything artistically, the character models and stuff like that. I'm saying what was being shown to me is an older version of shit I already saw. That's why I don't care about that specific example because I already seen it. And it's an older version of it that clearly looks older than it to me. So I'm like, okay, then what else is there for me to digest from this?
yeah,
If I've already seen this, then what else is there for me to see? And there's nothing else. So to me, there's nothing else. Now, if
yeah,
you never seen that first trailer or you couldn't connect that like what you saw in the first trailer is this, which no, I don't think that's it. Like I think most people could because clearly they look the same, like you said. So
yeah,
it's like that's why and then like people who are like make videos on it, they're picking through bone marrow. It's like oh my God, look, like there's 30 seconds there. That doesn't mean anything because that's not real gameplay. You don't know if it's going to be 30 seconds or
yeah,
45 seconds. You're
yeah,
there's nothing there. It's like there's barely any. When I say nothing, yes, there's something there. There's something to look at, but it's like not whatever.
Well,
It's
what
like
you're
it's not
saying is
representative of anything.
what you're saying is like that stuff is subject to change, basically.
Highly subject to change. It's
already.
not like in a minor way subject to change. It's already not only subject to change, it has changed. We have seen the change with the prior thing we saw.
Yeah,
It's like so not only is it subject to change, it has already changed, and I saw the change already. So that's why I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's
Yeah,
like if you saw like I don't know, um, I'm trying to think of something. Like you saw like a pre-footage of like Skullgirls that Alex Ahad made by himself with like, and it looked like shit. And you're like, all right, but even then, if it was like like gameplay, you'd be like, well, okay, this is not what it is anymore, so it's irrelevant. But like, that's kind of cool to see what like it kind of formed into. But that's not even that.
yeah,
So I haven't
yeah,
learned anything about VF6 like new. Like there's nothing new you like from that video that you can tell me. Like that I didn't know prior to watching it.
yeah. I get
That's my
it.
problem. Like there's nothing new. Like there's nothing like, oh, like you like I now know this because I watched that video. It's nothing. But everyone's treating it like it's something new. It's like
Yeah,
it's like okay, then what
yeah.
is it?
I think I get that people are overhyping it. I get that. I get that. They try to, because we don't have anything. Like you said, people are kind of digging through it, nitpicking every single thing that they see and everything.
Yeah.
It's like I understand. I understand that. I understand what you mean when you say like, okay, it's nothing. There's nothing there. Um, but I like seeing the models
Yeah.
and what it could possibly look like.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. You know, I
Yeah,
get that. It's like it's something like not like it's a new video.
yeah,
And like, okay, cool. Like I hadn't seen that before. Then, whatever. I guess it's just kind of like I don't like how it was presented. I think that the way that they presented it to people was misleading at first. Now it's not. People kind of know, but when they first showed it off at the Nvidia, like whatever the fuck, they were just saying like, "Oh, look how Nvidia is um like helping shape the next VF," and then they show that,
yeah,
and it's like
yeah.
people
I get it.
when you say that, people are thinking, even though like I know like there's letters saying like not actual gameplay. People still think that that's representative of how the game is going to be.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like, because then why are you showing it?
yeah.
If it's just not going to be the game, it's like,
Yeah,
so people think like they're looking at, and like even when like people are saying like, hey, that's not gameplay, they'll say, yeah, but like, what if it looked like that though? And it's like, ah, God,
Now the
yeah,
conversation is in a place that doesn't do anything. Everyone's
yeah, it's like when fake
speculating on
it.
water vapor. It's like, oh, is water wet? I don't know. It could be.
It's
Like,
like it's like fucking ah.
yeah. I get it. I get it. But 2SKO, is anybody hyped for this game?
I don't care about Riot. I don't like Riot Games. I don't trust them, and I don't like games like this, and I don't like League of Legends. So, like, literally, there's no reason for me to
Dang.
like this game. I like at least with
Damn.
Hunter x Hunter, I don't distrust the devs. So I would probably try that game over this. But
Dang.
no, I don't like League of Legends. So I have like I would act like, how you said like I would give something a 0. Now I said
Yeah.
not a rating, so like no number like at all. But I would give this a 0.
Oh,
This is a 0. Yeah, like 0.
dang.
There's no chance in hell that like if someone gifted me the Hunter x Hunter game, I would actually probably install it and probably press a few buttons, and then be like,
Yeah.
oh, all right. This I would refund it back to you, or I would
Dang.
try to get the money. I would try to see if I can
Dang.
get the money first
Dang.
because I don't want it. I would give you back the game. I'm so glad you can do that on Steam.
Me too.
give you
Yeah.
give
Yeah. I
you
would be
back that
stuck with a
shit. I
whole
don't
bunch of
want
shitty
this.
games.
There you go. I don't want
Uh-oh.
that shit.
What about you, Josh?
I don't really care. Like League of Legends, I have zero interest in it. The most I understand about it is my younger brother Joseph. He played it a lot, and then he was like, "Yeah, my life sucks, so I got better," and he stopped playing it. I was like, okay, well, that seems to be the same story. And neat that they're making a fighting game. I will say it's kind of cool to see a franchise that's one way try to adapt it to a different genre. That's pretty cool. But and the cat girl, she looks hot, but I don't care. It's
Yeah.
I can't see myself going out to buy it. And just like Tevin said, Riot is one of those companies that's just like they represent a lot of things I'm against. So just that alone would be enough for me to just avoid this game at all costs. But that's about it. It looks cool though.
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
Well, here's the thing. Well, I don't like because it's a team-based game, but also the fact that it's like, it's Riot Games, and I don't trust them either. Like I said, the art style looks cool, the characters look cool, and also like I don't know, free to play fighting game. I don't know about this, my guy. I mean, it's League, so it'll probably live just off of like fan base alone.
Oh, it's free to play.
Yeah, it's free to play.
Oh wow, that's even worse. Holy shit!
Oh wow! You didn't know. You didn't know.
I mean, why would I know? I don't care. Like I don't actually look at shit I don't like. When I don't like something, I stay away from it. I didn't know that, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, I played the demo of this. It was straight. It's just it feels like just like I feel like it's one of those things when Josh talking about like it's just gonna have something really intrusive and shit installed on your fucking PC that you can't get rid of, like some fucking secret ass kernel.
My problem with the game is more so that it's nothing really with the game itself. That's not my concern. My concern is that they're going to this game is going to get popular because League of Legends is popular. And people have always wanted to be able to play a game with League of Legends characters and a fighting game just like this. But it's being made by American developers. And I don't trust American developers, especially when it comes to stuff like this, because they always find, let's say, new and innovative ways to fuck the consumer. Like by restricting what they can and can't do. I could easily see someone being like, "Oh man, I want to make mods for this game, like every other fighting game." But then, oh, you make the wrong mod. Oh, you can't do this, and they start doing that type of shit, and they lock the game down, and they start doing practices that will eventually become standard because this game will be big. The people who are working on the rollback and the development of the fighting game mechanics in this game are not originally from Riot. They got brought into Riot so they can work on this game, but they're connected to Evo. So this game is going to be not only at Evo, but it's going to get a large push.
Oh,
and
push like a motherfucker.
Unless the game just does horribly, like there's something dramatically, horrifically wrong with it, it will become like, what's the best way I can put it? The standard. Yes. And whatever bad practices that they end up doing that's anti-consumer is going to carry over. That's why I don't like. That's why I'm kind of like, and the fact that it's free to play already confirms what I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh well, shit. I guess I was right.
Kind of guarantees it at that point.
Well, for me it does, but I could be wrong. Like it would be nice to be wrong, But you only know when time passes. I would only really know in a year or two from now after this game comes out. But it's like whatever, you know. So no, but then when you combine that with I don't give a fuck about League at all, and I don't like Riot.
Yeah, and it's another pain point for me. League doesn't work on Linux, so extra fuck them.
Damn. Extra fuck 'em.
So I'm like, you guys don't support Linux? Oh, go eat a dick.
So for me, I don't really know. I've never played League of Legends. I don't have any type of ties to the game. I don't know who the characters are. I don't know what the story is. And from the looks of the characters, I don't even like the way the characters look. To be honest, they they look kind of lame to me, and I think they're gonna have like simplified like control schemes as well with this game, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
more than likely, especially for
And
the
Probably that makes
American stuff.
sense.
and it just looks so campy to me. I don't know what it is, but it looks so campy and commercial. That's what it is. It looks so commercial, and
I mean,
uh,
yeah,
and I
By
just
committee.
but this game is going to do really well, like because
yeah
at least in the American scene, because it has like when I look at it, I'm like, it, it's perfect for like. There's this like, what's the best way I can put it? You know how like there used to be like, otakus and like the back in the day, the people who were like really into anime and shit, and like how
yeah
no one liked it,
yeah
like only the people who liked anime were into it, but like all the other people they thought you were cringe if you liked anime and shit, you
hmm
know. Um, there's been this like group of people that wanted anime to become popular, not because so that everybody can like see what they like, but so that they don't get ridiculed.
mm,
Like, see if it's normal, then I'm not weird anymore, right?
hmm
So that has kind of happened, and then like when that happens, then like they want to like own it. Like they want to be like, well, I want anime, but I want it to be how we think it should be.
yeah
And
yeah
so like
That could
that's the
happen.
corporatized feeling you're feeling from this game because
yeah
it's like a safe anime.
yeah
And like the thing is that a lot of people are going to get on board with that because like a lot of people that are into anime are not actually into anime. They into the like safe mainstream version of anime, and this is what this is.
yeah yep. You hit the nail on the head with that one.
So
Uh,
like
it, and it reminds me another thing too. It reminds me of Guilty Gear Strive. And I hate Guilty Gear Strive. I hate
well,
that
that game
game.
is
So
more
it,
like infested. This at least
bro,
is created by the type of a people who would normally infest. That's the thing about Riot. They're abnormal. They're the type they actually make things. As much as I don't like the stuff that they make things that
At least
succeed.
it's theirs.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's their
Yep.
stuff. Like, they don't have to invade and infest some other developer and try to turn it into whatever. At least I can say, well, it's theirs. I just don't like the effect that it's going to eventually, if I'm right, that it will eventually have on all of like the fighting game scene. Because oh well, this game did really well. Maybe we should make our game free to play, and maybe we should do all of their practices, and they're just going to turn to shit. It's like it's not
Yeah.
good.
So that's
It's
why
not
that's
good.
what I don't like. 'Cause,
I
like,
don't like that. Like,
I don't
cause
want.
like look at fucking Overwatch, for example, right? It's like, why is it the way it is? It's because fucking League. It was like,
mm,
okay, well, we can just copy what League did. It's like, okay, but you could have just did what TF2 did because clearly it's inspired by TF2, but TF2 is not like super duper. It has players, a ton of people still play TF2, but instead, why don't I just do what the standard is, which benefits me, the company, a lot at the expense of the player. So I
yeah,
don't I don't like that. I think that's kind of whack. And then that's how you end up with situations where people spend $60 on Overwatch 1 and then gets fucking screwed. Get your money fucking taken.
Oh my god! Don't remind me.
So it's
oh
like,
no,
no, I don't like that. I don't trust a lot of like big Western developers for reasons like that. They just don't give a fuck. And it's because the consumers don't care. Like they'll like talk about how much they care, but they'll still spend the money and play the game and blah 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 and do all that shit and then complain.
yeah,
Like their actions don't match their words. So it's like so they keep fucking you.
yeah,
So it's like it is what it is. So I don't personally like that, but it would be nice to be like 3 or 4 or 5 years go down, and it's just like a normal fighting game. I don't care. I don't play.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, great, like that'd be awesome. But like, I really don't think that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you hitting on some really good points there, man. Well, I got 2 more games, and then shoot, that'll be it. Let's see. But from 1 to 10, I say I would be my hype level is maybe like a 2 or 3. What about y'all? I know Cross, you said 0.
Yeah.
Josh, you said, what did you say?
If I give it a score, it'd be a 2x KO.
Where's my sock? Where's my sock and my bat?
What a dumb name.
Hey,
It is a stupid ass name.
Name. 2XK. I have to say the entire thing.
Hold on. You want to play?
This motherfucker here.
I better put on my vest, my bulletproof vest, and my helmet.
Dude, I feel threatened,
My
dude.
lame jokes.
But yeah. What about you, Chris?
Oh man, I wish I had two hands so I could give this game 2 thumbs down.
Damn. You don't have 2 hands?
Oh, no. Oh, wait, 4 hands. I mean, I missed the joke up.
Boo!
Giving me, at least I know my jokes are lame.
I just don't care. It's like it's free to play, man. If I want to download it, I'll go download it and play the fucking game. But more than likely, I'm just not gonna care.
Got my nunchucks for you.
Because I was also gonna say, like, you know, at that point it's like first of all, y'all know me. If I can't at least have a physical copy of the game, why should I give a shit? Because once everybody gets tired of playing the damn game, it's like, well, we're done supporting it. We're out. Bye.
I feel like the game is going to be always online, and you're not going to be able to do shit with it. No modding, nothing.
No nothing.
That sucks.
Yeah, people not thinking about this shit because they have like, you know what I'm sick of with people? They like when it comes to gamers. Sorry, I shouldn't say all people. Like gamers, they still are stuck in 2010 or 11 where they like, oh well, publishers, yeah, they'll fuck me. They understand that. Well, publishers can fuck me, but they don't think development studios can fuck them, even though they've been fucked a million times. You know, they think, oh, well, devs are just like these babies in the Garden of Eden. They never lie. They always just want what's best. And when they do something wrong, they didn't really, it's always somebody else's fault. You can never blame developers for shit. They never come up with any bad ideas. They never try to fuck you. They never do anything wrong. They never have malicious intent, ever.
Yeah,
It's like
it's always
like,
those darn publishers. And
yeah, it's like, no, dude. No, sometimes they're stupid or incompetent or malicious. They're taking advantage of the fact that you love this shit and that you are willing to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes that's how it is. And you can't just sit there and be like, well, I like these guys, so I'm just going to like ignore this shit and then complain about it still. It's like, it's annoying. So people, things that'll be right in front of their face, that if it was Mortal Kombat or some shit, they would be able to immediately see, oh man, this is trash. Look at this, blah, 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 because they don't like Mortal Kombat. But let it be some shit that they even neutral about. You don't even gotta like it. They can be neutral. They'll be like, well, I don't know. Do you know this? I gotta be God. I have to have omnipotent knowledge of all things before I can just use common sense of the facts on the ground. That's all I'm using. What's on the ground? That's what I know. As soon as I can be contradicted, then I'm contradicted. But it's like until then, I gotta go with what I see, what is there. That's all I can do. And it's like when it comes to developers, man, people be giving them the benefit of the doubt too fucking much. It's like, man, look, I used to like CD Projekt Red. That was close.
I used to
boy.
like CD Projekt Red, but
Ooh, boy.
but damn, and I wanted to not believe the shit that was happening with fucking Cyberpunk, but god damn, man, when you see people buy a new copy of the game on PS5 and it's crashing on them every fucking like 20 minutes. Well, am I just gonna ignore that? Ah, they'll come up with a day one patch.
I mean, Hotel, you gotta go with your favorite OG company, BioWare, man.
Yeah, BioWare. That's when I was like that. Like, man, if it weren't for these fucking publishers, man, if they just could if they could just and
Yeah.
it was fucking Andromeda that made me say, oh wow, no, this had nothing to do with just publishers.
Yeah,
This is incompetence. Like, this is just bad. This is bad. Like, oh well, actually, it was the I'm not saying it's like the publishers they were babies. No, I'm saying the publishers, they fucked up too. But this is terrible because people will say like Andromeda was made in like a year and a half. Okay, Mass Effect 3 was made in 6 months,
Oh, wow.
and that game shits all over Andromeda. So it's
What?
like, so what is there to fucking say?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. As far as this game, I actually do want to play this. This looks like Project. Yeah, this looks like Project M. And
Super Smash Bros. Clone. Let's go.
Yeah, not Smash Bros. This is like Project M specifically.
This looks like a Dreamcast game, man.
Yeah, it's like
it look like a game that'd be on Dreamcast. I'm not gonna lie, like this look kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm getting this shit though, because I was already looking at this shit.
Yeah, this game looks super sick.
Yeah, that man blew up. Yep. Ain't dead.
Yep, I was I've been looking at this fucking game. I said, this shit look fucking tight. I said, look at that dog. I was like, dog looks cold. Beat your head.
Yeah, this part right here looks so damn sick, man. And the last character I saw really made me want to play. I'm not really into like Smash games that much, even though I do play from time to time whenever. But this junk looks like Smash, but like cooler. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the way you move, the way you combo. It's like Smash on steroids or something.
I swear, this is Project M, because Project M had modes where it's like what do you call it? You know that mode on Project M, Chris, where you could cancel in everything immediately, and Ike had that glitch where he could like infinite ether all the way off the screen.
Yep,
that's what this looks like. Like that's why I said this is like Project M. I want to say like, I have to look into it, but whoever made Project M, like they worked on this. That's what this looks like. This looks cool.
Yeah, it's looking pretty tight though. Now this I'm interested in.
Yeah, got roguelike mode. Like,
roguelike co-op. All me and Josh gonna be all over this bullshit.
Yeah, this looks tight. And then that dog, that's Chris.
That's me. Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
God damn it, y'all.
That's Chris right there.
You're gonna be a main character. You're gonna do that special on you. You're gonna hit you in real life.
Y'all niggas.
This character looks so sick here. Super sick.
Skating kid.
Yeah, I think they got a trailer for him.
And they even got some of like the costumes that Project M had. Like, hey, you want to play with like Fox from the N64 costume? Yeah, dude, this looks exactly like that.
Let's see.
But they got the Waifu stuff off the platform.
See, like this is where like the real gaming like spirit is and in gaming right now, dude. It's like all these guys making these fucking games, and all the people that are like into them and shit. It's like this is where all the fun and creativity is going.
The boy got the power glove.
Oh my god, the '90s kid.
Oh, I want to hear this trailer. Hold on. Let's see. Hear that music.
Check this out.
dude is sick.
Yeah. Looks fucking cool.
Tell me how Pro Skater 2 kid.
Mm. Oh, he blew the target. Let's go. Let's fucking go. He blew the target.
Let's go.
Yeah. Stuff like this make it just put a smile on your face.
And dude,
But
dude.
where is the motion capture? This is not realistic, dude.
What is their realism?
Dude.
It's so
Wait,
sick,
video
bro.
game. But hold on, wait a minute. But video games cost so much money to make, dude. They cost $1 bajillion, and that's why we have to nickel and dime you for
Bro.
$1 million, and we have to have like 20,000 people working on the game, dude.
Bro.
No one would buy a game like this. These games just don't sell. They don't sell at all. Who wants this, dude?
The game is called Terminal Velocity.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, I was trying to see. Cold, cold design, man.
What's that say? Bomb Gauntlet?
Game Gauntlet, I think it's what it
Game Gauntlet. Oh shit!
Oh, he does have a. It's a gauntlet, so
Yeah, the
okay,
game
yeah, I get it.
gauntlet, dude.
Power Glove.
Oh,
It's so bad.
so I'm gonna say my hype level for this game is like an 8 or 9. I'm not even gonna lie. Just this trailer alone kind of sold me. So
Yeah, I'd say the same, 8 or 9. This looks like something that if I had the resources, I'd probably make. Because
How-
like the
how-
cartridge on the cartridge.
How much does it cost? How much did they have a price yet for it?
I don't have price yet for it.
yeah, I don't think it's out yet.
Nothing yet to be announced.
Okay, but isn't that exciting? See, like the more things aren't standardized, the more it's exciting. Just the question of how much is it going to cost, and I don't know. That's interesting. But when you know AAA devs are going to charge you $70 and you don't get shit, you're like, oh, not really that hype. It kind of kills all the hype,
Yeah. Removed.
Yeah. Okay. So Cross, what do you think about this game?
I think it looks really cool. I wouldn't get it though.
Yeah.
Not based on what I've seen right now. Normally I don't play games like this in the first place. But this is the type of game where if I went over someone else's house and they had it and they said, "Do you want to play?" I'd be like, "Yeah, let's play some." It's kind of like that's how I am with Smash Brothers too. I would never buy Smash Brothers, but if I'm over someone's house and they got it, yeah, I'll play it because it's fun. But I ain't about to turn on Smash Brothers myself and play it. It's just not
Yeah.
interesting enough for me to want to play it. The game type, man.
Yeah. Man. That is so sick.
I would watch it though. Like if
Oh,
there
yeah.
were two people who were good at that fucking game, I would watch that shit because it just looks cool. So I would watch that shit.
100%, man. All right, I got one more game, and I have to admit, it is kind of silly, but I just want to.
I want to say 9 for me, by the way.
Oh, 9 for you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this next game, I'll admit it's silly, and I think it's in early access right now. So I think you can play it. But
Pizza Maker 5000, dude. Let's go.
hey,
Right, yeah.
you are
I'm already the best at
you're
it.
close.
Professional, dude.
Pizza Maker 5000, dude. I'm already like, go.
Hellish Court.
Oh, I remember this fucking game. This is the game that Eris was playing.
Hey,
I would never play this game, but you know,
hey,
if you like Bushido Blade, I can see why you would like this.
hey. I think this might be my next fighting game.
Oh my god.
I
Look,
can
man.
see the appeal of it, to be honest. It's actually kind of cool, but I don't care for those type of like, oh, I hit you once and you're dead. It's like, okay, great, that's real.
Dude, see,
I love it.
we played this game 15 years ago, and back then it was called Deadliest Warrior.
Yep, I
Oh
remember.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Oh my
remember
god.
Deadliest Warrior. That shit was fucking funny, dude.
Man,
I forgot
Yo,
about
man, y'all
that.
niggas stayed up all night playing that
Yeah,
bullshit.
dude.
Hey,
All fucking
that
night.
game
I'm
is
gonna
so
get
janky, but it's
Watch
like,
this. Terry over here telling me, I'm gonna get this ninja to beat this gladiator. I'm like, bro, you are not winning the match, man. Just give it up, bro.
Yeah,
this
this was like
game,
a
this
meme game like a motherfucker.
this game gives off the same spirit as Ninja Warrior, um, but it looks cool. And there's like a a certain system to how you can block and parry and
No, I think it's like a real game. Like it is a real game. It's just like Bushido Blade and shit. It's like
yeah.
a more up to date Bushido Blade. But I don't
Hmm.
like Bushido Blade. I've
Yeah.
never been a fan of that shit anyway. So I'm like, to me, it's kind of like I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm glad it exists. I would never get it though, but I'm glad it exists.
I like how they're like putting cutscenes in there. Like, what are these folks talking about?
Yeah, I don't remember that shit.
You got a
Yeah,
Like
story,
cutscenes.
Josh. You got a story.
They're
the
like,
story of how I cut down the commoner.
they're like,
Get your ass back.
you didn't grow enough corn. Nah,
Yeah,
feel
we
ya.
see Herbert around on his horse go around trying to whoop everybody's ass.
Oh man. They had a mod where somebody was fighting with some lightsabers. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I like how they put that in the pitch, like great mod for it. Like, well, yeah, what else could that's probably half the appeal right there. Like doing like you got this damn crusader running around and a nun.
You know what was the shitty version of Deadliest Warrior though? What I thought was For Honor. You remember For Honor,
Oh
dude?
my god.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to play that.
It was like the stiff version of that shit. It was like everyone moves like they got a stick up their ass and they weigh 500 pounds. It's like I used to watch For Honor though, just because Eris used to fucking play. That shit was fun as fuck to watch. For Honor, dude. Man, that shit was great. Ubisoft sucks, man. They have so
Yeah,
many
they about to die
ideas
anyway.
that could be
They about to
cool.
die
They
anyway,
ruined
so it don't even matter.
Yeah.
It's happening. Oh, he did.
Wait, why don't they just do the secret technique where you turn your lightsaber off and then turn it back on?
Oh man.
like, yeah, that shit's legitimately broken.
But yeah, it's this game, in all seriousness, it looks cool. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Just
I mean, this looks like a fun game to just like play with
yeah,
just
yeah.
sort of fuck around. So that
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't mind buying this.
We're gonna bring us to a drunk party night.
Yeah,
I
dude. It's like,
wouldn't buy it, but if someone gifted it to me on Steam, I would accept it and install
Yeah.
it.
It's like if you go over somebody's house and they got it, be like, oh shit, let's play.
Shit, so bad.
beat your ass in hell,
No,
of course,
dude.
man.
I'm gonna be that guy. I'm being that guy too.
But yeah, you ain't gonna see me in that Hellen's Court. Have empty.
I'm telling you, we gonna stay up all night. Tyra gonna be like, nah, man, one more game, bro. Nah.
One more game.
You can't beat my nun, bro.
See, this is the type of game that could only succeed on PC.
Yeah.
Because if you were to put this shit out for like console people, they would just like they would not buy this.
They wouldn't
They'd be
understand.
like, yeah, they wouldn't get it. They just wouldn't be able to have fun. Like
Yeah.
it's dumb. But like during like the old days, like 4th, 5th generation, you could actually release a game like this on console for $20, and then people would buy it. You know,
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Oh, whatever, it's just some bullshit. I just want to have some fun." But it was like right around like 7th gen is when every game had to be a AAA blockbuster or it's shit.
Yeah, because Deadliest Warrior didn't do shit. I think
Yeah.
that when we played it, we were having a lot of fun with it, but it didn't
Yeah,
get
it was a stupid fun game, you know. But it's like if a game ain't a fucking super duper AAA game, then there's no room for AA anymore. It's either AAA or it's ass, and it's like I hate that mindset. It's like why can't you just have like a little like budget game, but it's fun.
Yeah, everything don't have to be $1 million blockbuster. Got to sell 1 trillion copies in order to make or break the custom. Whatever.
Yeah,
just to fucking break even with a bunch of bullshit. Like we gotta have diversity and inclusion or shit, guys. We gotta make sure it has a certain amount of people doing this and a certain amount of people working on that. It's like, bro, just make a game. Shut the hell up, bro. We good.
Like when Helldivers first came out, people were like, "Yeah, this is just fucking shooting bugs, bro. That's it," and everybody was happy. And then they started doing the thing, and I was like, "Well," and then now she's dead.
well, yeah, like whenever something becomes the game, I think Helldivers was legit the last the game that everyone was like, "See, you gotta play the game. This is the game," and it's like. Now, like people are very hesitant to say that when there's a game that people are kind of liking. Like maybe Marvel Rivals is kind of like the closest thing I've seen recently, where it's like, this is the game. This is the game. I think. I hope so.
So far, everything is good, man. The women look good and the guys look cool.
Yep.
Hopefully,
I like how
hop on in a second.
I said, don't forget quadruple A, man.
Quadruple A. Let's go, dude. I can't wait for the first quadruple A game.
No,
it already came out. It already came out. Y'all ain't play it?
No. What, Baldur's Gate 3?
No, Skull and Bones, bro. Ubisoft.
Who?
The pirate game. They marketed it as the first quadruple A game, Skull and Bones.
Is that the game I have to get ready to not own?
Yeah, man, you gotta get used to not owning.
I mean, because I'm ready. I'm ready to not own that game, dude. I am ready. I beat them to the punch. I am definitely ready to not own that shit. Like,
man. You should look it up, Herb. Skull and Bones.
I know. I've heard the name before. It's
quadruple A.
I heard it was terrible.
Didn't Ubisoft make that shit too?
Yeah, Ubisoft.
God, the Ubisoft fucking sucks.
Yeah, they suck. Like Ubisoft hasn't been good. Do you remember when everyone was fucking hype about Beyond Good and Evil 2? Like they were like, I can't wait for that to come out, and I wished it was gonna die, and it did. Thank the Lord.
I was hyped for that. When they,
I'm hyped for it
a long time ago. A long time ago. But then,
me and you were hyped for it when it was time to be hyped for it back in 2007.
I was like, no, I'm good. I'm straight, man. I don't want no more. I'm good.
Yeah, so I'm super straight on that. I'm glad they killed that shit again. I was like, thank you. I'm glad. Thank you, man. That was the greatest thing modern Ubisoft has done. The last game they ever made I like was Beyond Good and Evil. And the last favor they ever did to me was kill Beyond Good and Evil 2. So, thanks.
Well, is anybody still playing Street Fighter?
No.
I mean, nah. I mean, I didn't really play Street Fighter like that. But
tried to play it, but it just reminded me of how much better 4 was.
Yeah, 4 is definitely a better game. But I think I'm gonna buy Mai. I'm gonna do it because I want to look at her in the game, dude.
Looks dope from this trailer, though.
I mean, yeah, like she does look cool in the trailer, like all the mechanics and stuff. I'm like, damn, she has new shit that she's never had before. Like,
the Yakuza Pirate game looks 1,000 times better.
True.
It's Yakuza.
Yeah,
Yakuza's fucking fun. That's the one thing about that about Sega's whole with that damn game. That series is just fucking fun. No matter what the fuck they do to that shit.
Well, that's the thing. Like Japanese developers know how to make a game and reuse assets and do all that shit. But then it's like fun, so you don't give a fuck. You're like, oh, well, the game's fun, so I don't care if I've been seeing the same Yakuza man in 5 games waving at me. I don't give a fuck because the game's fun. And then people will complain. They'll be like, oh my god, this stuff's so dated and reused assets, blah blah. And then they got a copy of it on their fucking shelf when they got out in it. The only game they will play.
Yeah.
And you're like, so the game you do play, you bitch and moan about all day fucking long. All day long. But then the games you don't play, you want to talk like you're an authority figure on it. You ain't never played Witcher in your entire life, but you got opinions.
Yeah,
I've
man.
seen
You
the
should play
cover.
Witcher 4. You should play Witcher 4. It's gonna be good. What, you don't like it because she's a female? Typical.
You don't like Siri. It's like, who in the fuck didn't like Siri? Like, when you played that game, how did you not like Siri in Witcher 3? Like, everybody likes fucking Siri. Come on, dude. No one not like everyone likes Siri. That's not the fucking problem. Everyone likes Siri. I don't like Siri becoming Geralt. That it's the same reason why I don't like modern X-23, because all they did was turn her into Wolverine.
Damn.
Brain idiots don't know anything. It's like it sucks when something you like something and then it gets misinterpreted by morons. It sucks. Well, she has white hair and a scar over her 9 swords on her back, so she must be just like Geralt.
No, she's supposed to be just
Geralt 2.0
chick.
The better. She's Geralt
woman.
She's better because she's a woman. Because women.
And then when you see the devs make that mistake, you're like, oh, it's over. It's over. Let's just put X-23 in the Wolverine costume because she's Wolverine now. And you don't like that? It's like, yeah, of course I did, because X-23 is dead. You just killed my fucking character.
What?
Like, yes. What the heck? Of course I don't like it. You killed X-23. You just make her act like Wolverine now. So Wolverine fans don't get to have Wolverine, and I don't get to have X-23. So who's the winner? No one's the winner. We all lose.
But Mel, Yakuza got some of the best gaming combat ever. It's like really unique in what you can do, and like a whole bunch of styles. Break dance, if you want to break dance on somebody, there's a style for that.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Boy, it's just, man.
I don't mean to cut it a little short, man, but I need to go to bed.
I got
2
you.
hours.
I got you. Well, I think that was the last. That was the last thing I wanted to talk about anyway. But hey, I appreciate you guys for coming through.
Appreciate you for having us on.
Now, does anybody have any tags or handles they want to shout out before we get off?
You can follow me, boy, the Immortal Afro at the Immortal Afro Twitch TV and YouTube. Follow me on my Twitter or X, at Eternal Afro Josh. Or I'm going to be very negative about games and positive about good games.
Okay. What about you, Chris? You got a handle? You want to shout out? Or?
I don't get into plug at the moment right now. So
He don't stream. He ain't gonna stream.
I will.
Okay.
So,
He said he told me he was gonna stream last year.
You say you do have a plug?
no. I say I will soon.
Okay. What about you, Cross?
The same as last time. Nothing. Nope.
So everybody follow me instead. And I guess
I guess me. But you can find me, of course, on YouTube at H3 The Game, on Twitch at H3 The Game. If you're on the stream, please like, please comment, subscribe, all those good things. But we're out of here. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Peace.
Peace out.
Jana.